been thinking about it daily. I'm an addict and it feels so bad, but it's good at the same time. Think it like my favorite drug, favorite word, favorite song, favorite horn. Get a beat to my damn rhymes. I don't know if you know. When I'm with you, I be gone. Look, and you're like a bad habit that I can't shake. Another pill that I know that I shouldn't take. Steady doing when I know that we need a break. But for what? When I know that it's too late. When I know I can't have it and it's tragic, but it feels like magic. God damn, and it feels so good. I guess I'm an addict for your love and a fool for you. Cause girl, you're like my damn drug.
Some NASA actors say that you can totally see stars when you're in space.
Whilst in space, have you ever looked away from Earth into the black void?
Yeah.
All
because
the
you
time.
can see.
Yeah,
because you can see the stars.
Oh yeah.
You know, and pretty much all the time you can see the stars.
Yeah. It's not
which
a
is
black
cool
void.
thing.
I mean, it's black, but there's all kinds of little polka dots.
There's all the stars there, and the cool thing is about it, you can see it during the day.
Yeah, you can, and there's more than stars. You can see planets. You can see moons.
You see the gas Magellan clouds of the
you
Milky Way
see
galaxy.
the Magellanic Clouds.
Magellanic. See, I just wanted the Magellan
well, there's a large
clouds.
one
I didn't
and a
want to
small one, right?
Yeah.
And then you can see the zodiacal light.
Whoa.
But the NASA actors from 1969 say that you can't see the stars in space.
We were never able to see stars from the lunar surface or on the daylight side of the moon by eye without looking through the optics. I don't recall during the period of time that we were photographing the solar corona what stars we could see.
I don't remember seeing any.
You can see the stars.
Oh yeah.
You know, and pretty much all the time you can see the stars.
I don't remember seeing any. I don't remember seeing any.
I don't remember seeing any. I think it's the last words they said. The guys that actually walked on the moon. Anyways, what's up, fellas?
Cannot recall.
Cannot recall.
That was all Kryptonian. That was
absolutely, guys. So, guys, look. At the end of the day, inspect what you expect. Always do your own research and never just believe. Tonight's subject is going to be belief versus knowing. And a lot of people believe that we went to the moon. I know we didn't. Why? Because I did my research. Now, that's not going to be the end. We're not talking about. What's up, Chris? Of course, you missed the opener, Chris. Of course you did on purpose. It's all good, man.
No, I saw it. I saw the whole entire thing. I was just laughing so hard I had to turn my camera off.
Oh, you did.
Fair enough.
Hey,
Fair
I
enough.
wore this shirt and for you.
Oh, did you? Well, it's crazy because backstage you didn't have a shirt on, so I appreciate you putting one
You
on.
make it, yeah.
It's kind of getting weird.
No comment. No comment.
That's a lot of grays, bro, right up in this area right here. But it was cool, whatever.
I don't think so.
No. I'm just kidding, man. What's up, guys? Yeah, so everybody, for those of you that are tuning in, I appreciate you guys. Tonight we're going to be talking about a lot of things. We're going to talk crypto, talk about just about anything you guys want to talk about.
Yeah, man.
But really, I think the premise, the foundation is going to be belief versus knowing. And it's super important that you understand what I mean by that. You guys hear me say it all the time. Inspect what you expect. Always do your own research. And if you go around just believing because someone told you, then you're going to be set up for I would say disappointment in most cases.
What's your other quote about belief, Kryptonian?
Which one? Belief is the enemy of knowing.
Thanks, man. I got 4 on the over.
Yeah, you got 4. Did you?
Somebody in the chat said, "I wonder how many times he's going to say that tonight."
The safe word is belief, and then you got to take a shot. That's how that goes, man.
All right, there you go. But chalice, baby.
But yeah, there it is, right? Yeah, and we already know that's gold plated for real, for real. I got my whiskey too, guys. I mean, why else would I be talking about the moon and fake landings and stuff if I didn't have some liquid courage here, right?
Mine's disguised in this cup.
Yeah, guys. So, in fact, if you go to my Twitter page, I think what my tagline is: belief is the enemy of knowing. And specifically to crypto, because I want to talk crypto tonight too, obviously. That's super important, guys, because, we get into projects and we simply just believe what people tell us. We're like, oh, that guy sounded so amazing what he said. They throw word salads at you. They say some things. And if you don't really understand it or can validate it, you're just going to believe it because someone maybe did a like or something like that. And that's fine. I mean, I'm not saying they're all like, telling you the wrong thing, but you just want to be able to know how to go and research that, because you can get wrecked if you just believe everything everybody tells you.
And they're done that, man.
Yeah. We all have.
Done that,
we've all been a part of that,
Yeah. It's almost to a point where we're surprised when we don't run into a scam, or surprised when we don't in the crypto space. It's like, oh my God, this isn't a scam. It's the greatest thing ever, because there's so much just shit out there. If that makes sense. I know I've seen so much shit and been a part of so much shit that when you find something good, you just, like the Vulcan community, you just kind of latch onto it. Like you guys with Prism and ARM, it's like, I'm holding on to this shit for dear life, because it's bad,
it is bad out there, man. And and I'll never tell you just believe what I say. I want you to never believe what I say. Do your own research. If I tell you that we're building a layer 0 blockchain, go look up, and I tell you what a layer 0 blockchain is, go look it up. The research, the information is out there. What a 0, 1, 2, 3 blockchain is. Like for instance, Confirmant says, address Daniel's live today. Everyone believes I was being sarcastic, but the truth, I guess. Well, I asked a question to, if you guys remember Daniel's live this morning or this afternoon, he had Nick online, and they were talking about, the development, the protocol. There were some technical questions that were asked to Nick, but and I was asking from a developer's perspective, not a hey, where's the shiny new object? Show me why I'm going to make millions.
Right.
Show me some numbers. I was like, show me the code, and I guess he assumed I was being sarcastic, and I wasn't. So my apologies to you, Nick, if you thought that's not what that was about. I was doing a couple of things. I was at work. I was trying to get out of the office so that I can jump on the live. And the time just didn't permit. So I asked the questions, and they weren't asked in sequential order. And the way I asked them, they were kind of just thrown together. And Daniel did his best to try to read them out. But I think what happened, Nick just kind of saw parts of the question and was like, wait, what? So Daniel asked me if I gotten the answers that I was looking for. And yes and no. There was one answer that he answered. We could talk a little bit about that tonight. And I was like, okay, I like that answer. That's a damn good answer. But the others were. Nick was more concentrating on, hey man, just, what's up with the sarcasm in a sense, so I don't think remember, I'm trying to look under the hood, and in my opinion, they've popped the trunk, which is okay. It's still part of the vehicle, man. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Like,
if it's a VW, it's okay. That's the engine.
Yeah. If it's a VW, that's right.
Or a Porsche,
or a Porsche, yeah. But it's not a Porsche. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's not. It's supposed to be it's not. It's not. It's supposed to be the Cadillac. Right. But anyways, so with that being said, guys, no, I wasn't being sarcastic today at all. That was never my intent. I was just asking questions from a developer's perspective.
And I can back Kryptonian up on this, because I was privy to a conversation, group text that Kryptonian was in, and I'm not going to get into what was said, but Kryptonian did reach out to Nick. I'm saying this, Kryptonian.
Ooh, what's going on?
Exactly, when I need them the most, how it is.
Sorry, can you guys hear me now?
Something about you sending me some Bitcoin.
Yeah. Some technical difficulties there, guys. So I was privy to like I said, that group conversation. Kryptonian did reach out to Nick, apologized, said, hey man, I wasn't trying to be sarcastic. It's just I wanted to jump on, I couldn't. So yeah, Kryptonian was being genuine. I can back him up, no homo. That's my man. I got his back, and he's for real.
I appreciate that. 100%.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to Nick's next live. I believe is on the 1st of May.
Well, we can't have people getting the wrong idea,
Yeah, of course. And Daniel did his best to ask. Yep. And Daniel asked me before he went on, and actually he told me about maybe half an hour before he was going on. If you look at the text messages, hey, I'm going. Daniel asked.
He asked if we had any questions.
Yeah, and I was like, of course, I was trying to get them together, and I've got tons of questions, so I was just trying to think of something that would. My devs would be able to be.
Well, you were taking a while to respond to me today too, so you must have been busy.
Yeah, I was slammed, man. I had some fires today, man.
Well, how dare you have a life and get in the way?
Right.
Well,
how dare your life get in the way of crypto? It's
called adulting, man. Unfortunately,
What's that? No,
but I was able to catch bits and pieces of the live from this morning. I'll have to go back and rewatch it.
Yeah, me too.
To really soak in what Nick was saying. But I do like one thing he was saying. One of the things that he really drilled down on. Prado was asking, so tell me about. Prado was really asking about partnerships with Vulcan and all that. And I liked how Nick was like, hey man, that's not my department. That's not my wheelhouse. I'm just a consultant. I'm a dev, period. I love that because that's the way it should be. That tells me there's someone solely focusing on the development.
Yeah,
that's Nick and his team. I'm cool with that, right? There's no muddy waters there. So in other words, Nick's not going to say something that would be out of line or out of turn, or the team would have to come back and well, that's not what he meant. That's not what we meant. So I can respect that. And hopefully on the 1st, I get a chance to readdress or maybe have a conversation with Nick.
I'm sure you'll have that chance, brother.
Because and just to be clear, guys, I'm not a Solidity developer. I've got very, very little experience, but I know enough to I can write a little bit of code. But I've got a team of devs that I work with that are looking, that they've got questions because as I told Nick, I said, hey man, no disrespect, but I do got some projects that I want to bring to Vulcan.
Right.
And my devs got questions before we do that. That's what that was all about. But hopefully that gets worked out and we'll be able to move forward and excited about that.
Yeah. One thing I really like about Nick, I like his positivity. I like his energy. The guy's always in a good mood. He's always happy. He's just happy to be alive. You know what I mean? He enjoys what he's doing. He enjoys blockchain. I really like the guy. You know what I mean? I think he brings that extra level, if that makes sense. He just brings something extra to Vulcan. The other thing that I really liked, and correct me if I'm wrong, but basically what he was saying is they almost, with the rebasing aspect, they already have the math worked out for the compounding. They already have the math worked out in that table. So it's for every block, every transaction, they don't, there doesn't have to be that mathematics being done. So it doesn't take that computation. It's already done. All they have to do is go look at the chart and it's bam, they look for the information. It's already computed, bam. And that's what's going to speed everything up. I really like that. I think that's pretty cool. And I think that's going to be duplicated.
Yeah, no, I agree. Those are some of the things that I heard as well.
Yeah,
and I caught bits and pieces of.
Me too. I didn't get to listen to the whole thing, but I caught that chunk. And to me, I was impressed by that, man.
Had I known Nick was going to be on, don't get me wrong, guys. I did know Prado and I, he'll let us know, hey man, I'm going to go live. He does do an invite occasionally, or actually daily. He'll do that. Hey man, I'm going live if you can. Yeah. And just, obviously we have different time zones, different things going on. But that would have been a good one. I would have loved to have jumped on that one just to get a chance to talk to the guy, and look under the hood. But hey, at the end of the day, this isn't the only time I'm going to get a chance to do that, right? So I'm not even worried about it. We're just getting started, right? But the fact that he actually showed up, right? I'm talking about Nick. He was there. He's answering questions. Cool for me, man. That's a start. I'm looking forward to the rest of it, right? Now, if he was a no-show, then we'd be Now, actually, one thing is, who was it that was saying that he was really looked like he was in good spirits? Was that you, NR?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he can't be too happy. He lives in California, but it's okay, Nick. Nick, we've got a lot of land in Texas, brother. And
it's just, he's one of those people when you're if you, because I follow him on Twitter and stuff, he's always got positive stuff to say.
Yeah, he does.
And I'm a positive guy. You know what I mean? I try not to be down, and I always try to look for the best in things. And he's that guy that you can't be miserable around that type of person. He brings out a smile.
I pulled one of his quotes that I saw him post.
Yeah.
months back.
Yeah.
And I love
Yep.
it.
I
I've
remember.
heard it.
Yeah.
I've heard it many times, but when he said it, it's stuck in my head. And innovation isn't reinventing the wheel; it's making
Right
it
on.
better, right? And I was like, Dave, I love that. I got to write that down.
Right on.
And so that's how he thinks. I like the way he's thinking.
Right
Now we'll get under the hood later, so I'm not even worried about it.
So let me address this real quick, Kryptonian. So Invest in Yourself asked why I was selling full nodes, not trying to step on your feet, just trying to understand. So I have acquired quite a few nodes. And since I guess I've been known in the community as somebody who's really jumped into that space, and I've got a lot of them, and I'm in the know about them. A lot of people have reached out to me that are selling them. So I'm not necessarily selling my nodes. I am selling nodes. So people have reached out to me and said, hey, I want to get rid of my light nodes. Some people have ran into situations where they need some flow, they need some cash, and they want to unload them. So they reached out to me and said, hey, do you know people? You've obviously bought a bunch of them yourself. People are contacting you. So can you help a brother out? So there you go. Invest in yourself.
There it is. I want to address this. Kryptonian is a fraud. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Anything else I need to know about myself? Kryptonian 3 whatever this 3 Inc. I guess he's probably incorporated. Kryptonian is a NASA actor calling NASA actors.
It's Nick Caliani trolling you.
I sense some sarcasm in your voice. And then the next one he had was,
oh man.
I researched Kryptonian's integrity and found on-chain built on Prism. On-chain. Is he talking about that Oliver guy?
Who knows, man?
Yeah, that's funny. Prism isn't up yet, so that's
how built on that, right?
Fake news, right? Yeah. But hey, man, that's cool. I appreciate the comments. You're just helping the algorithm. So anything you can do to help, bro, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
and
please
right?
notice we haven't banned you or blocked you yet. So
yeah, man, you can say whatever you want, man. Yeah. If you want to come on, we'll talk, man. At the end of the day, you see my face. I'd love to see your face because that's what real men do. You're probably a woman pretending to be a man or vice versa.
Don't start that conversation, man. Please. Please don't get that.
Speaking of gender pretenders, let's bring up Prado. Hey, what's up going on?
I see Greeks here, man. Greeks here giving love to everybody.
Nah, it's all good, man.
If you're gonna fire the first shot at Fort Sumter, better back it up, right?
Yeah, but he's probably in California. You know how that goes. I'm talking about Cali guys. I love you, man. I got some family out there. I'm just messing with you. Let's see. Cali is what I call. Yeah, Richard Hudman knows exactly what I'm talking about. Cali is what I call a communist state. Yeah, absolutely, man. It's crazy out there, man. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of Californians that are trying to come to Texas and do the same thing. They're trying to come over and change our politics. For the last probably 2-3 elections, at least for our House and at least for our representatives, their goal is to actually change the demographics, I would say, politically of Texas.
Yep.
There is a county right above me, Montgomery County, that if you guys know who Ted Cruz is, and he barely won against.
Yep.
When he not for the not against who is he going up against?
O'Rourke.
Yeah, during that election, it was Montgomery County that pushed Ted Cruz over the line. Harris County, which is the largest county around, in Houston, all Dems, man. And there's a lot of, obviously, so they're gonna vote Democratic, obviously. So, but Montgomery County, just where I live in this area, it's pretty red here. But there's a lot of people come from California, and they get here, they love the state, but they just don't like the politics, So hopefully that changes.
Well, real estate's a lot cheaper there too, right?
Oh yeah, you sell like a 1-bedroom for $1 million over in California. You get here, you can buy a 5-bedroom for half of that. It's
with
crazy,
a pool
right?
and everything else.
Yeah, you get a housekeeper. Yeah.
When we get into crypto, I do have a serious question about Prism now. Okay.
Sure. Yeah, man. Whenever. Let me address Barry real quick.
Yeah, y'all get caught up.
It is bourbon, sir. Well, whiskey.
Bourbon.
It's Jameson.
What kind of bourbon?
It's Jameson.
Nice.
So whiskey. And yes, I do know the difference. I just use them, loosely.
Yes,
put it that way.
Do you know that they're spelled differently?
Yes.
And rarely do you see a sign in bars where they spell it
correctly.
Not the American way.
Yes.
The correct way.
The correct way.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It is a thing. It's like a big thing. You can tell right away that, it's unfair because, basically all bourbon is from the United States.
American
Scott
Yep.
is from
I know
Scott.
Barry. I know.
And so they do whiskey without an E over there. And we do whiskey with an E over here.
Yep. Like Barry
Y'all
just
know-
spelled it.
Yeah, you know,
Right.
Mellow Fella owns a bar, right?
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, that's what he does when we go on
Very
his
cool.
show.
I couldn't
Invite
own.
me-
I couldn't own a bar.
He invited me out though. He said, "Come on over, dude, 'cause we're like 30 minutes apart."
That's
And he
cool.
says, He says, "Drinks are on me." I'm like,
That's sweet.
that could be
Yeah.
dangerous for both of us.
You get there, it's a strip club. You know what
I
I
have
mean?
no idea.
If they're literally on you, that's pretty dangerous. You know what I
I
mean?
might need an Uber.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
It's
Uber.
actually pretty cool, man. You should he's up there, I think north of Dallas somewhere, right around that area. So
We just sit outside of Dallas. And I missed where exactly, but we're gonna hook up at some point. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's
I
awesome.
might be going out there pretty soon, and hopefully in a couple of months, I'll hit him up.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah, for sure, man. We'll definitely grab some lunch or something, man.
Great.
Drinks on you. That's what I heard.
Hey,
right?
you know that
Half drink
Randall,
limit.
Randall reached out to me, and we live
Cool.
about 30 miles apart.
Nice.
Yeah,
Really?
so I said you guys were both from
30
Ohio. Yeah.
miles is generous. Probably a little less than that, but
Yeah.
pretty close.
But
Is
within
30 miles where you live an hour drive or like a 15-minute drive?
No, I live in a country, man. It's
Yeah, so you're 30,
real
30
30
miles
minutes.
an hour.
We're not- there's no like city traffic or anything.
No
when-
traffic.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like literally 30 minutes, right? Right,
Okay.
right 30
it's
miles.
like,
whatever it is.
it's like maybe 4 roads,
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
and that's it. And
When I visit my friends
about
in
1,000 farms, but that'd be about it.
When I visit my friends in Kentucky, it's like 5 miles down the road, but took 30 minutes because it's all twisty
What?
and turny and
That's
Oh,
how it
yeah,
is.
no,
That's
no,
how it
this
is in
is-
Houston.
we-
You know, it's like GPS says 10 miles. That's half a day. You know, trying to get around Houston. You know, you might as well just
Yeah, we
hang it up.
live in like farm country. I mean, most of it we have. Our highways have a decent amount of storage, things like that. But once you get off the highways, you're half a mile to a mile off the highways. It's farmland.
I think you have a fan. I think you have a president of your fan club, Crypto.
If you really want to be my fan, just why don't you sell me some money? We'll make it
Send me some
official. brother.
Bitcoin.
I need a sugar daddy, bro. Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on, man. Chris denied me, man. So maybe he doesn't want to send me any Bitcoin. So yeah, man. So obviously I must have struck a nerve, man. I'm sorry. Hey, look, I'm sorry if you believe in the moon, bro. Or of course I believe in the moon, but the moon landing.
Sorry,
so-
sugar baby.
sorry, bud. Sorry, but I just don't believe it, man. Belief is the enemy of knowing. But at the end of the day, it's just how you should approach everything, right? Everything. You want to definitely inspire.
Well, I think Biz keeps inviting Web3 to come on and discuss it with you, but I don't think he's.
Come on, man. Be safe.
Yeah, I mean,
We can't bite over the internet.
Nah, man. It's all fun and games, bro. It's all fun and
yeah,
games.
yeah, he's just playing around.
Yeah. I'm not really homosexual, bro. Actually heterosexual, but
Which makes you an animal.
you got me, bro. You
And,
got me.
dude, I tell you, half the crowd was like, "What's he talking about?"
Oh, yeah. Oh, homosexual. Yeah.
They're like, "What? What's that? Is that a new gender? Is that what?
Yeah. That right there. What caliber is that right there, Chris? Top of your head.
Well, it looks like a 45, but like, what the hell is that's like a 7,045.
It's all about perspective.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
leave it
all
right
about
there.
perspective.
It's
Is that
all
what
about
is that what your
perspective.
wife got you with the whiskey or bourbon inside of it?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all
yeah,
about-
remember-
okay.
yeah, remember that? Yeah.
It's all about
Is it supposed to represent a 45?
No, it's actually. I think it would be 9mm, maybe even a 380.
Yeah, it is
All about-
small.
all about
It
the
looks
angle
like
with the picture, right?
What do you
Oh,
think
this
this
joker
is?
there. Look at that. That's beautiful.
Expensive.
That's beautiful,
Good
man.
shit.
I already know what that is.
That's a big ball of money.
Yeah.
They use those off the Ospreys.
I can't afford that, Chris.
Yeah, Teddy,
I
send me.
haven't
me a
sold my
DM, man.
Bitcoin yet.
No, that wasn't something. It was given to me.
Oh, was it given to you? Right.
You leave in air.
Nah, that was given to me as well.
Did you see Pride's comment?
Oh yeah, Kryptonia. Do you believe in air, brother? I believe in air like you believe in commercials. Let's just leave
There
it
you
right there.
Let's get
And now spritz.
Whoa,
And now
whoa,
spritz.
whoa,
Hold on.
Let me finish my sentence. Crypto Pride. I believe in air the way you believe in commercials. We both need them to survive. Okay, there you go.
Ooh.
Now that wasn't a poke, bro. I'm just saying. 'cause you
Yeah. He said but yeah, I don't see that as a. I mean,
Yeah.
he takes advantage of that stuff and
Yeah,
puts it
yeah.
out there, and I
You
think it's
should,
great.
Yeah, I'll be taking advantage of air too.
He's got.
I live by a
uh,
motto. You don't get laid unless you ask.
Yeah.
Gotta ask for
Right.
it,
No,
man.
you said
And
you
pride
said
and
you-
pride does that.
He
No,
does that.
no,
He
you
does
said
that.
you had an agreement at least once a day, 5 days a
Well,
week.
that too, but you know,
Well,
you
asked
gotta
ahead of
ask.
time, though, right?
You
asked
gotta
ahead of time,
ask.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
So,
Gotta ask.
so when was it that we were talking? We're on Mellifella last
Yep.
night, was it? We're on there talking about an intro and everything like that.
Yeah.
Guess,
Oh, yeah.
guess what I received today?
We made an intro.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
I mean, it was like we were just talking about it on there, and I was like, man, I'd love that and everything, and bam. So
That's
he
the
says
cool
he
thing
wants to
about the
work on-
community, man.
yeah, he wants to work on it a little bit
It's
or
like
whatever.
that.
But what he
Delayed.
sent to me and everything was pretty awesome.
Greek.
So if we put it all together, Greek, let's just kind of lay it out the last 5 minutes or 10 minutes.
Oh my god.
You need to inspect what you expect, right? Belief is the enemy of knowing. You don't get laid because you don't ask for it and because you don't have an intro. There it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
need
and
an intro.
Kryptonian's a fraud. I guess.
Yes,
Oh,
He's the new NASA.
I'm
He's
the new NASA. Oh, please.
Yes,
I wish I was
no,
NASA because then I'd be making about 24 million
50 million dollars a day.
a day or something like that. Oh yeah, dude. Crazy. I'd love that. Please. I would. I'm not gonna say I'd be Joe Rogan and be like, I'd lie to my mother for freaking, that much money, for that's what he's pretty much said. I'll pull up the video if you need me to prove it. But point is that because Rogan used to believe that the moon landing was fake.
He did. And he changed his opinion.
Well, yeah, when you get $100 million, I mean, things change. Everything
Ooh,
changes.
it all changes, right?
Yeah, it all changes. Yeah.
Sponsors and, yeah.
Yeah, but maybe
Belief is the enemy of $100 million.
Yeah. Belief is the enemy of being wealthy. But no, maybe he saw something I didn't see.
That's not true. That's
Maybe
not
he got
true.
privy to some information, kind
He
of.
probably. I mean, I truly
Who knows?
believe that when you've got that when you've got money, and like when you're really and let's just keep it real. He may have $100 million. He's not the elite. Okay,
No.
he's just rich.
Right.
All right, that's just it. He ain't even close.
But that does give you access to the elite in some
Sure.
cases.
He's not part of Allegard, is he? Nope, not even close.
Yeah, right.
So can I ask a prison question? Do you mind?
Yeah, man. I was going to
Yeah,
ask you what you had to ask
So-
Peanut Butter.
I was talking to Kryptonian earlier today, and I got my MetaMask set up. And I know last time we all talked, forget who it was, he was having a hard time buying
I think
ARM.
it was Barry. I think it was Barry
Right.
in
Barry.
the chat. Yeah.
So between myself and my future son-in-law, we invest together, and we worked on it for about 2 hours today. And the written instructions on the website don't seem to flow well for those of us who are visual. And so we follow the steps over and over and over. And it could be user error, but I think it'd be cool at some point if you could do a
like a video.
just
Yeah.
step by step. Because
Yeah.
if you had to write if you had to write me a speech on how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I know how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I'm telling you, I know how to make peanut butter is my
It's
thing.
it's in your name.
But
Yeah.
but because I think sometimes when things are written out from a point of knowledge, we miss the key points that someone without any knowledge. And so we looked at the transactions that happened in the last 12 hours, and they weren't very big for ARM. But my son-in-law was like, well, I think if they could write these instructions stronger or do a video, they might have more people who are newbies.
I appreciate that info, and yeah, I mean, we'll definitely make that happen. I think you bring up a great
'Cause I'm
point,
waiting to
and
buy
even
school.
yeah, even Pride, who's a crypto vet. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. See, yeah. So
So
guess-
you're trying to buy ARM and you couldn't 5 times. So let me get this straight, Pride. You got my direct connection. I mean, you could
Right.
maybe with the
Pride,
second
you got my
time.
phone number, brother.
Yeah,
Like,
brother. The second time you can be like, all right, I can't figure this out.
Right,
Come
let
on,
me call
brother.
NR, man. Let me
Come
call
on,
NR.
man. Nah, but yeah, no, actually, a video is I have one
Good
I've worked
idea.
on. I just haven't published it yet.
Yeah.
But I'm actually purchasing from 3 different routes.
Yeah.
KuCoin, just as NR talked about. I have Trust Wallet, and then of course through MetaMask.
Yeah.
Let me piece those together.
And on
maybe-
Sushi Swap, you can actually buy it directly with BNB.
we saw that. Yeah. So my
Yeah.
son-in-law went into all the transactions.
Hmm.
He followed the flow, and then tried
Right.
to figure out the not ETH but the AETH or whatever.
Right.
And he just kept getting denied for some reason. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've ran into that on Sushi Swap. I forgot what the hell I was trying to buy before. A lot of it comes down to if you're going to affect the price too much, depending upon how much, they won't let you do it.
No, we was
For
gonna like
whatever
buy like
reason.
part of one ETH. That's it. I mean, like
Gotcha.
150 bucks for it because
Interesting.
I'm waiting for other things to come to future down the month from now, right?
Right on.
I pull those profits and I can like
Yeah, we'll
I can
definitely-
arbitrage this way.
Nah, we'll make that happen. I mean,
Good help.
that's you can never have too much info. And definitely you want to set your slippage at least like 6%. because the liquidity is so small right now.
Right.
There's going to be high slippage. That's probably why it was failing. Usually I'll set my slippage when buying ARM because I'll spend $500 or something. I'll usually set it at like 10%, and I usually don't have a problem.
I don't think he even got that far. I think well, I'm not very computer smart at all. You know, I'm more visual. So for me to learn how to get on the StreamYard took me like a week. I know it's not complicated. Once I learn something, I can do it.
Yeah.
But I just think maybe the reach could be broader if you could bring it down to the very, very bottom shelf without talking.
I gotcha. Yeah, the simpler you can make it, the easier you make it for people who are novice and, like you said, visual learners and things of that nature. So
I'm ready to
I'm with you.
Make it part of my weekly investment process. You know,
there's my man.
There's Balls Deep.
What's up, Balls Deep?
Oh, what's up, y'all?
Hey,
y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clearly, bro. Loud and clearly. I got a question for you, Balls Deep.
Oh goodness.
I'm gonna pull up a no. This is actually this. You can actually speak to this. So this guy Web3 says he's probably not even incorporated. He probably didn't know what the hell that means. But it says I'm going to do like Kryptonian and pretend to show up because that's what real men do. Hey man, you and I set up an appointment last week. Did I show up?
Remember? Sure did.
There it is. All right, there it is. Proof. There it is, guys. Thanks, Web. Try another one.
All right. Is this guy joking, or is he some sort of dipshit, or what?
I don't know, man. I find out that whenever I've got a lot of enemies, man. That's just the way it is. You know,
it's okay.
Oh, I love it. I love having enemies. You know, that tells me that people.
What is Prado saying? If you don't have haters, you're not doing it right.
That's right. Yeah. I don't even think he hates me. I think he actually loves me. That's the difference.
It's possible,
bro. Hey, you know, ain't the first time a man's loved me, bro. Ain't the first time.
Whoa.
It's not my
big old son.
It's not what you think, right? But so we got I saw a comment from Conferment here. Kryptonian says, "Do you believe in the government? Do you believe the government is here to help us?" Oh yeah, they're here to help us, 100%.
Help us go broke.
Help us to. Yeah, no, I don't believe they're here to help us.
Go broke and be enslaved.
Yeah, pretty much. At the end of the day, man, that's what it is. You know, good intentions are what is that? The road to hell. The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Yep.
So if anybody, and I don't mean just the government, I mean if anybody tells you, well, I had good intentions, I didn't mean to run over you, you know, point is that, you know, it takes more than good intentions. You need to see the business plan. You got to see exactly don't just because you're telling you got to look at the whole holistically. You got to look at what's going on, and you'll determine if it's going to be good for you or not. But
the best government is a small government.
That's right. That's right. Hey, thanks, Ashley. I appreciate that. They're all paid. They're all bots. You know, I just want to let you know that right now. I'm just joking.
Checks in the mail, Ashley.
Yeah. I appreciate that, Ashley. Really, I do. Guys, I got like what, 200 subs, 300 subs. I mean, I'm not doing this for likes or subs. I just like to talk, as everybody knows. Prado knows. And if you and I vibe, man, then you're more than welcome to come up here and talk. And if we don't, you're damn welcome to come up here and talk. Chris knows that because Chris is wrong on everything. Everything. And he's still here, man. you know I'm joking, brother.
And if anybody in the Telegram wants to jump on, I think I dropped the link in there, like Odie, Pride, Greek. Any of you guys want to hop on, man? I dropped the link, so you know, feel free to join.
Here we go. I know you don't want to talk about the moon landing, Chris, but someone asked a question. I'm just giving the people what they want.
I never said you can't talk about the moon landing. I just said that, you know, I have to. You've got me thinking.
Oh yeah. I've been thinking about this since 2012, and I've been doing a lot of research about 2012, about the time I started buying Bitcoin. Let's just say that. That's how this all happened, okay? Because when I started getting into crypto, I was like, yeah, you know, I mean, I was like everybody else, appealing to authority. They have my best interest at heart, and as I begin to look into crypto, Bitcoin specifically, obviously, how do I buy it? And I started going through the Reddits and Twitter pages, and I just started saying all this government calling it a scam, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? I mean, I thought Bitcoin was that kind of led to other things. Why would the government not want me to be wealthy or obtain wealth? Why would the government not want me to have some sort of alternative to the dollar as far as a value, a store of value? And then that led down a rabbit hole, and I don't know how even I got on the moon landing, because I always believed it. You know, I mean, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, not Star Trek like Chris, but a Star Wars fan. You know, but you know, and I just started looking into it, and I was just like, well, that looks fake as shit. Who cares?
Well, I can give you a story that's kind of like, say the Summer of Love, right? We all know about Charles Manson. I'm gonna put a topic out there. I'm gonna back off, okay?
No, you're good. You're good.
Well, because like knowing your truth, right?
Yeah.
So everybody thinks they know what Charles Manson or who Charles Manson was, or what he did, or what the Charles Mansons, plural, actors did or didn't do. I worked for a man that became a billionaire who worked for Jay Sebring once Jay Sebring was killed or not killed in that house. I've been to his house. Does it make sense what I'm saying?
You've been to that actual house?
I've been to the house of a guy who took over Jay Sebring's empire, who was Sharon Tate's hairdresser, ex-boyfriend, who was sitting on the bed when they came in the house. He was a student of Bruce Lee, but there's 0 defensive marks on that guy's body whatsoever for defending his girlfriend. And the guy, Jay Sebring, when he died...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've been down this rabbit hole because I've been to the guy's house who, well, jokingly would say when I would go to training for the national hair stuff I do, I took over Jay's life, his houses, his cars, and all his girlfriends. And this guy is a multi-billionaire who I've been to his house up in California, and his neighbors below him are like Tiger Woods and people like that.
So what's the theory there of why the no defensive wounds and all that?
Because they never died.
Gotcha. They wanted to disappear.
They live right below Space Mountain. Space Mountain's when they filmed all the propaganda things for the wars. Sharon Tate's dad went into the hippie cult as a high-ranking military official to help end it. Every piece of furniture in the house that was there at the crime scene was never there a month prior. None of the art on the walls was there.
So it was staged, basically.
None of the carpet reached the floor, reached the edge.
Interesting.
And like, have you guys ever watched, looked up pictures of dead bodies where they've been laying in their own pool of blood for like 12, 14, 16, 18 hours?
I can't say that I have.
I can't say that I've really,
Well,
never really thought about it.
The crime scenes, right? I have clients that are CSI investigators. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
And every picture of Sharon Tate, the blood's shiny and bright. It's impossible.
Oh, I got you.
So, I'm just saying, it's not what you're talking about tonight, but we all got rabbit holes.
No, I got to look into that one, man. Hey, sorry about it. What's up, Odie?
You guys are killing me.
What's up, Odie?
I want to look at the Odie. Look at the Odie. I want to look at the.
You're looking at him, brother.
Looking at Odie.
You guys are too old to be doing this shit.
I want to look at.
I've been to this guy's house. I talked to his sons. He talked to the reporters. Like, if you look at Charles Manson over the years, how come he goes to jail with big old dog ears when he dies or pinned back right here? What prison system anywhere, even in California, does cosmetic surgery to pin that guy's big old jumbo ears?
So I was reading an article the other day, and it showed pictures of Putin when he was younger versus Putin now, and the same thing with Biden. They don't look the same. Not even the same people.
They bring
and
out
I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, it looks crazy, man. It's either a lot of Botox or a lot of bullshit or something, you know.
It's crazy, man. I came across that the other day. I was going to send it to you, Kryptonian. Did you look up that shit that I sent you the other day?
Was it? It
was about the United Nations, planting and trying to take over.
I saw the text, but I don't know if it was complete. I started Googling it, but a lot
Google
of things.
I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, send it
I'll
back
send it
to
you
me,
again. But basically, in 1950, the United Nations basically tried to take over the country by inserting people in communities and things of that nature, and it's true.
I believe it, man.
It's documented.
Man, in the last probably 8 years is when I've really been paying attention to the world around me. I mean, politically, globally, and man, there's just too many things that you're just like, hold on, you typically, I mean, we're all busy living our lives, so how does it affect me? Well, it does down the road, and if not affect you, it will affect your kids if we don't discuss these things and try to prevent some of the shenanigans going on. What's up, Odie? What's up, buddy? Man, I appreciate you jumping on, and I like your picture back there, bro. That was
Yeah, man.
Is that an actual photo of the Earth from space, man? Because that's freaking beautiful.
Hey, the Earth is flat, and we never landed on the moon. That's all I'm saying.
It's hollow.
I don't know about the flat thing. I've looked at it, but I'm not convinced. But the moon landing is fake as heck. You know, out of respect for my
ninjas
elders,
are not real.
they're not actually. They're not. You remember? Yeah, they're not real, man. I mean, not as they've been presented to us, all Hollywood, man. But to this question, invest in yourself. He says, I can see what the concern is about the landing of the moon, but you don't think that Russia or China would say that we don't see it and out on the telescope? Just saying. So I guess he's trying to say, well, you know, if, and I've got a question, I've got a kind of an answer to that. So yeah, a rebuttal. So you're saying, well, wouldn't China and Russia be like, dude, they're, you know, America's lying? Why? Because China and Russia are our enemies, right? Right?
No.
Right?
Nope.
Well, hold on. Right, but people know. People have been, you know, Russia. You know, I know the dossier with Trump and, you know, the election interference, all that stuff. That was the last 6 years ago. And then you've got China trying to, you know, with China with the economy and all the stuff, the with the pandemic, they're accusing them of that, all that, you know, all that stuff. Point is, China and Russia are supposedly the enemies. That's all they feed you down Twitter, down all the cable news, you know, local news. China, Russia are the enemies. So if China and Russia are the enemies, why are we launching space? Why are we launching astronauts from Russia? American astronauts. They shut down our U.S. program. They're sending them to Russia to launch. If they are the enemy, why are we launching space astronauts from Russia?
Well, you know, Russia.
That tells me that. Sorry, but and I'll finish. That tells me that Russia and China are either in on it. I don't know, but I'm just saying I don't think they're in on it. I just don't think there's anything to be in on. Meaning they're not gonna call bullshit because we never went. So they're gonna be quiet. But go ahead.
Well, you know, Russia, they came out and they were busted for faking all their men in space stuff too. Documented. They were busted and caught lying.
Man, I've seen so many videos.
I know you know.
Yeah. I've seen so many videos of like, well, maybe Japan went, or maybe China went, or maybe Russia went. At least our shit looks believable. And my point on this is that, and I don't think it looks believable. If our shit looks believable, their shit looks like, you guys remember Saturday morning cartoons? It looks like that. Okay?
Oh,
it looks like that. Way before CGI. But
I think they launched in Russia just
What's that?
because it was closer to the moon.
Yeah.
They launched in Russia because it was closer to the moon.
Oh my God. You're killing me. Oh
There
my
it is.
God.
But I want to know what Odie thinks, man. Because Odie, you are my senior, buddy. Oh, Chris is my senior, man. Chris is my senior. I got mad respect for that guy. But I'd like to know what you think, buddy. I mean, if you're gonna troll
Chris and I
me,
are the same age.
I know, but you guys come from different.
Odie, I need to correct you on that. I am a little bit older than you because your birthday's coming up and mine's already passed.
What
Yeah.
month is it?
Couple months. What month did you say? January?
Mine's February.
Yeah,
February. Okay, so yeah, you're 3 months older than me. My birthday's.
I'm all your seniors. So
I respect my elders, and I don't mean just because you're older than me, because you literally have you guys have not only just obviously been alive a lot longer, but you guys have experienced things that I haven't experienced yet. I'm not talking about anything other than the world around us. You guys have seen things and been like, So you got more questions than I do, I would imagine. And at the end of the day, you guys remember me my age going, well, that don't sound right.
I think that
I remember back in the day being your age, Kryptonian. Yeah.
Kryptonian, I think there's a difference between like Odie and I because of the fact that our age, and we both served in the military, and we learned long ago that we were like, some things didn't sit right, some things weren't wrong, but if it really, wasn't hurting anybody or anything like that, or wasn't like we just kept going forward with what's around us. We focused on this. So you have a very open mind to conspiracies and stuff like that. And I appreciate that because it helps me with opening up my mind about a few things. But then again, I get back to my original nature of like, like I say about the moon landing, you might be right, but I'm still going to have to pay my bill and,
same here.
I got to do that stuff. So
So let's say NASA came out and said, "Yeah, we've been lying to you. We didn't go to the moon." And I think we said this the other live is like, now what?
It didn't change anything. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't change
Okay.
anything.
Yeah,
They go,
okay.
"Oh,
Exactly.
We got
But we're still researching, so keep saying
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Let
We're
me
going-
add
we're
on to
going
that.
soon.
Yeah.
Let me add on to that. But I believe that if they came out now and they said, "Oh, we never went to the moon," or everything, the JFK stuff, everything, they just admit to everything. I don't trust them right now, every day, every minute. So it's really not going to change my opinion.
Right.
I'm going to be like,
Right.
"Oh, so I already knew that." See, you know,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I don't trust you already, so whatever.
Right. So like,
exactly.
Chris, I couldn't say that any better, man. I am so with you.
Kryptonian can tell me, Kryptonian can like just peel off a mask and be like, "I'm an alien," and I'd be like, "Yeah, I know the government's been hiding aliens forever."
like,
Move on to the next question.
He's like, I
you're
know. I've
the oldest on the panel, right? Then I'm the second oldest, and then Odie's the third oldest. So
Yeah.
I come from a very military family where the flag was God when I grew up, right? My mom was a WAC. You know what WAC is, right? That's before they could serve. They were Women's Auxiliary Corps. My dad served 3 terms in Nam. My older brother did 12 years in the military. My other brother did some. My other brother didn't. I went in, and then my little brother went in. So we bleed the flag, right? But my dad's like, don't believe the news because I was there. You know, what we do every day behind the scenes that we don't need to know about to keep our liberties free. And then, you know, it's kind of like the movie Roddy Piper is in called They Live. He put those glasses on.
Yeah, that's
You
how
saw
it
the
is.
truth.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There are some. With that being said, Peanut, there's some things that I have seen that it cannot be unseen.
Exactly.
And
No,
that's
exactly.
so. You said a trigger word because you said the word. I actually have a special game. Everybody, every time somebody says on the panel says conspiracy, I have to take a drink, and I've already taken 5 drinks because of Chris.
Conspiracy.
No, I'm joking. No, but conspiracy. Here's the thing. When conspiracy theory was something that I believe. Conspiracy.
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 I
Conspiracy.
believe, stop it, guys. I believe that the conspiracy theory was a
Chug the
psyop.
bottle, brother. Just chug the
Was a psyops by the by the CIA because they need this controlled opposition. So I mean I can go all into that, but anyways,
Yep.
At the end of the day, all the conspiracy theories that have been since the 60s, today, if you actually do your research, they have been proven, not all of them, but most of them have been found to be true.
Yeah, but at the same time, that goes back to my point is that that conspiracies in general, it's so funny when they come out, everybody's like, "What?" But especially the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I mean, about the fact that the government and Fauci and them were holding back the AIDS like cure and stuff like that from all the, and they're like, that's a conspiracy. Guess what? It's like there all these conspiracies. Just eventually over time, they might not be as bad as they came out, but most of them are true, dude. And I know what you're saying, the moon, all these things. I'm already in your camp. I don't know if we landed on the moon or not. I really can't say.
I don't know.
But I could see that we didn't do that, and they've been lying to us all along. It would not shock me if that, like they're coming out, we're confessing.
Right.
It goes on to another point that I saw today, and I'm not sure if I just this is something that bothers the heck out of me because of the fact that I cannot find what I was looking for. There you go.
Getting old. Getting old.
I thought he lost his train of thought. I was about to cut to commercial.
No. Bring it up.
I do that when I walk upstairs to go get something, and I go, "Shit! What was I supposed to be getting?"
No.
So I walk back down. I walk back down the damn stairs so that I can try to remember. And even then, my wife will just look at me like, "Really?" And I'm like, "You just did it 10 minutes ago."
Oh yeah, Siri. She's like, I forgot. But go ahead. What's up, Chris?
Well, see, this is what bothers me about when we all talk about conspiracy theories and everything like that. I talk about the government just lying to us all the time, and just because I'm talking about this, it's Biden right now because he's up there, and it could be Trump, could be any president, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
I've always felt presidents, they have to be a certain way, but this really gets me here. This bothers me. Because we don't see a whole lot of press conferences from some of these, and then with Trump, he would just talk all the time. But then he's got these cheat sheets, and there's like pictures of the actual. They're showing pictures of the actual questions from the reporters, and it's like, man, can we just be honest and real about this? Because with conspiracies, just it tells what's going on. Go out and call on random, reporters, talk about the issues, talk about the. I mean, why is it all got to be a setup everywhere? You can't believe anything, and it's all like these conspiracies. They just grow and grow and grow because they do stuff like this. When I hear them talking about, well, the critics are like, Biden doesn't answer questions he takes predetermined questions. Well, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
There.
I'm just proud that he can read. To be honest with you, that's farther than I thought it would get.
Yeah, LASIK goes a long way.
That'll be a picture book.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. Is I know it's. I'm not bashing Biden just in particular. I'm just saying that all presidents are like that. They're all. How many presidents? When I was a kid, we had like 3 different news organizations. You watch news at like 6:30. They would do 6 o'clock. They'd do like local news, and then 6:30 they'd do national news and all that stuff, and then Wheel of Fortune come on. How much of the crap that they told us was real when I was growing up? Now that you got the internet, and you got citizen journalists everywhere. How much of the crap that when we were kids, we never even knew this stuff. Now, I mean, now it's different. I mean, you would have never seen a picture of Ronald Reagan's cheat sheet or something like that. Presidents could have been doing this forever. But my point is, why not just be real, man? Just go up there, say how you feel, this is what we want to do, and all that stuff. Take some questions. But it's all scripted and it's all BS.
It is. Even if you can say, well, it was that one time he had a headache, he wasn't feeling well. That's not the point. The principle of the matter is, or that's not it's all about principles. It's like they're saying he never does it. That's the problem. Well, he never does that. What are you talking about? It's as Prado would say, there's no video. You just freaking showed a picture of it. You know what I mean? It's like, I've actually seen video where he's pulling the card out of his jacket and going, who am I supposed to call on? And where's the ice cream? Whatever. The point is that we've seen it real time, right? And it's not that it's happening. It's that they lie about it when we catch them. And the problem I have with that is we teach our kids, at least we're supposed to, right? You shouldn't lie. You shouldn't lie. You got to be honest. It's all about integrity and all those things. We would expect our leaders that we vote for and we put into power, we'd expect them to have higher standards. The principles don't change because you get into power. The standards and the accountability is what changes. It should be no compromise. Nah, bro, you lying, you're out. Period. There ain't no second chances. But we just gloss over it. Oh, no big deal, no big deal. So that's why I bring up the moon thing, because if they would lie about that, the one thing that's supposed to make America in all of history, 69, whenever it happened, that was supposed to be the one moment in history where America was supposed to be the man. You know what I mean? We're supposed to be the main superpower. We went to the moon. And as you look into it, you realize we probably didn't. In fact, I don't think we did. But, those of you that are on the fence or just think I'm crazy, it's not that I'm crazy. I just don't listen. I just don't take your word at because you said so, because they got it off. The science is settled. No, it's not, guys. I can give you hundreds of examples in the last probably year of where the science has been settled. So you can't expect me to be like, well, just it's okay if they lied that one time, but everything else is the truth.
I was gonna say, I think what it comes down to, Kryptonian, is the government's been caught so many times lying that they've lost credibility, man. Like that's really what it comes down to. So now you question everything.
Mm-hmm.
Can I believe what the hell they're telling me? No. I mean, so you tend to question everything at that point,
I've gotten to the point where I almost don't give a shit anymore. I really don't.
Well, yeah, and but that's a problem at the same time. It's like we become accepting of the bullshit.
And that's actually they don't want us to give a shit. They want us to not give a shit.
Yep.
The government it's a commodity to create conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
They do that, and I think most of you know, or you don't know, but it became legal under the Obama administration to propagandize in the United States. So they are legally able to BS us all the time. And so now it gets to the point where it's like, whether you're on the right, your left, your
for
whatever.
national security, right? For national security.
Their job is to lie to us. They do it on all the time, and they legally can now. So it makes you think about everything.
Yep. Guys, what I'm showing right now is sorry, and I just want to bring this up. Biz sent me this link. This is actually where it's talking about the moon landing. It's called "The Mistake of the Moon Landing That Changes Everything" from Joe Rogan. So Joe Rogan has millions of people that tune into his podcast daily. All right, whenever he's online, the guy's got a lot of influence. Why? Because he vibes with a lot of people. People are basically what Melafella said last night, which I love. He says they're picking up what he's rolling or whatever he said, something like that.
Yeah,
they're
Joe
smoking
Rogan's all right, man. I fuck with Joe.
They're smoking what he's rolling.
Cool,
smoking what he's
you know?
rolling. Yeah, they're smoking
he's
what's rolling.
cool.
So Joe Rogan at one point was like, "Hey man, it didn't. There's no way it's real. There's no way." And then obviously he changed his opinion. Either he saw something that I haven't seen, or he got bought. It's only one or the other, guys. It's only one or the other. If you guys go watch this, it's a mistake of the moon landing that changes everything by Joe Rogan. Go watch that. Google it. YouTube it. And if you still come back saying, "Nah, man, we went to the moon," you're
They're in
crazy.
the desert in Nevada or something.
Yeah. I don't know where they filmed it, man, but all I know is there's just too many questions, bro. Too many questions. Yeah. Thanks for that, Biz. Appreciate that.
I remember being a kid in the 70s, and I remember seeing some amazing things in my life that happened. I witnessed on TV live when there were only 4 channels, and you had to get up, and you were the remote control for your parents. You had to get up and turn the fucking knob, and you had to adjust the rabbit ears, right?
Is that when the internet was actually in book form, like called the encyclopedia?
It was called encyclopedia.
I don't understand what we're laughing about, though. I mean, that's true. That's the truth, man.
Encyclopedias are cool.
It's not a conspiracy theory, brother.
No.
Hey, bro, my mom still has it set.
Yeah. So check this out, right? So I saw what was it, 77, 78, right around there, when the space shuttle was in its beginning stages, and it was on the back of the S-747 for a test flight. And then next thing you know, a couple of years ago, boom, we have MTV, and this is all great and everything. But we're living in the Cold War. And then I joined the Army before the Berlin Wall falls. I throw live hand grenades. All kinds of crazy things are happening. Then the computers start coming into the world, right? And everybody's getting computers. And then we have the Y2K scare. And then we get past the millennium and everybody's still alive. And wow, things are happening and stuff. And there's this conspiracy theory. There's that conspiracy theory. But hey, we're moving on. Life is moving on. And then, we've gone through the last 23 years since Y2K. We're all still here. I mean, lots of stuff has happened. I've been through 3 layoffs from 3 companies that had over 100,000 employees. Huge places. You can say all kinds of crazy stuff, but I'm still here. We've gone through.
So right. He's so right. I'm telling you right, because I know crypto. You'll get to my age eventually. In about 40 years, you'll be my age. So, but eventually you'll get here.
Man, bro, what are you like?
I've got sharks that are older than Kryptonian.
I guess I'm telling you.
Telling me, bro,
Listen,
you're as old as Moses.
All the conspiracy theories that you have right now, I've believed in and forgot about twice what you think right now. I've seen they have been doing this to us for years, and then in the 80s, go in the military. You'll believe conspiracy theories right away, but eventually it all comes down to why do I even care? But anyway, I put a poll up on my channel whether we went to the moon or not.
Okay, you did. All right, guys, and if you guys want to, I actually want to know what people think. And look, at the end of the day, guys. I mean, if you don't believe we went to the moon, I mean, it's okay. I still love you. You just haven't seen enough of the proof, I guess. But
and
yeah,
by the
guys,
way,
Kryptonian, there's been 2 votes, and it's 100% no.
Oh, well, there it is.
I said, did we land on the moon? That's all I asked.
Hey, NR, you want to throw up a poll, NR?
What's up?
I had a line of thought where I was actually going with what I was saying. Long story short, was I've seen a lot of shit, kind of like Chris was talking about. At almost 54 years old, which I will be Saturday next week, I've seen so much stuff. Thank you. I've seen so much stuff, like Chris is alluding to, that I kind of just, in some things I don't give a shit, and other things I do. But I've been through so much change in the world that, conspiracy or not, I just don't care anymore. I live my life.
I get
I live
it,
for my
man.
wife and my
I get
kids,
it, dude.
and
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that I've given up on the world, and it doesn't mean that I've given up on the news. Largely, I have. I've chosen to believe certain things, and I fact find, and I will say that from my day, if I can say it that way, back in my day, it was easier to.
Typical days. Go ahead.
I don't know. Yes, they were not telling us the truth all the time, but I think we were getting more truth back then than we do now by a long shot.
Well, the problem now is everybody with the news rushes to be. It's about who's first, not about who's right.
Yeah.
Whereas back then it was, they wanted to be right, and
Yeah,
and now
yeah.
it is who's first. They don't even give a shit if they're close. It's
Right.
just
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
I got there first, and that's,
I think there
that's
was
an
a lot
issue,
more
too.
integrity.
Yeah,
back
definitely,
back in the day.
150%.
Well,
man.
I actually
You
have.
would
I'm going to be
think
the
there
I'm
was.
going to be the
Yeah.
devil's advocate here. I'm going to say there wasn't any integrity. They've always been doing this.
We just
And
touched it now.
The difference is that now we have the internet.
Yeah,
We can
Right,
actually
right.
call them
That's
on
my
their
point.
bullshit.
yeah.
We can call them on their
Yes,
bullshit
yes.
now, and now all of a sudden they're like, well, shit. Everybody's figuring out. I mean, I've seen videos even during the pandemic where if you guys remember they were talking about, like, there was a certain number they kept saying, the number 33. We've had 33 cases. You can I can show you some proof from multiple hundreds and maybe even thousands of broadcasts around the world where they were all saying the exact same thing. All of them were saying 33. We have 33 cases. 33. How in the hell does different parts of the world have the
They
exact
have
same amount of
exactly the
case number?
same. Yeah,
And they were all saying it within the same time period, whether it was a week, month, whatever it was. The point is, I can literally show you some videos where newscasters, anchors are literally they're talking, and this could be anywhere, not even about the pandemic, just talking about gun violence or traffic and whatever it is.
pushing the same narrative.
They're not even pushing the same narrative. They're saying literally the
Exact
same
same thing.
exact
Yeah.
script.
Yeah.
Someone in Cincinnati is saying the same thing they're saying in Fort Worth. It's crazy. I'm like, what? And then someone in
Well, you got to understand with that. I understand what you're saying, and you're 100% right. But you got to understand media corporations. There's like
Right,
five or
right.
six of them own
That
everything.
You're
So
right.
when they
many
put
things.
that-
Yeah.
Murdoch.
I was about to say that, Chris.
Well, when they
You're
put
right.
that that clip together, okay. So the news organizations, they'll put out a script for everybody to read, all right, and they'll want to make sure that they bring it up in their thing and all that kind of stuff, and so that's when they video it all and all that kind of stuff.
That's funny. I'm sorry.
And can we go back to that comment?
Pew pew.
Hey, can we go back to that comment a second ago that Rich Hudman had put up? I'd like to address that real quick.
I'm gonna go back
yeah.
to Web 3. That was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny, bro. That's actually pretty funny. I like that one.
What, you got a 380 over there?
Yeah,
Little
Yeah.
Nazi gun?
So,
I got a
Rich
20
said-
Derringer. You got
22.
Derringer.
Wait, what are you talking about there?
Rich Hudman, the comment you had just a minute ago. Yeah.
There you go.
So I respect Rich and his opinion, but I'm not a sheeple just because I don't question as much as I
There's
used
one
to.
thing.
or-
There's one thing to know and just not give a shit. Or,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
And that's sad in your opinion because I don't agree with how you think, but it's not sad in my opinion because I've been through some stuff and it's like you just said, NR. It's not that I'm not as vocal about what I disagree with.
Yeah, I think
I
he's
still
not
pay attention to the
necessarily-
world.
Yeah, I don't think
Right.
he's necessarily talking about someone like yourself, and I
Yeah,
could be
yeah.
wrong. But the way that I read into that, there are people that just go about their lives and they
Well, I
take
think what he's
everything.
saying is something different. I think what he's
Yeah,
saying is
everything that
as
listens
sheeple,
to the news and
if
they
you-
buy everything. You know,
But that's what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
if you take the news and all that
you
stuff,
just
and
don't care.
You don't care,
Yeah.
and then you go out and you vote, and you're just like, I don't care. I'll
You
vote for
just
the
go
person
with the
that's got
flow because
you
they
know-
tell you
Gotcha.
to. Yeah.
right. Then that's a sheeple.
They
But
don't
it's like,
think for
okay,
themselves.
They
At
keep
least
their
you
heads
think for
down all the
yourself.
time.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
don't give a shit.
I gotcha.
It's a big
Yeah, I
difference.
don't give a shit about any of that stuff.
Yeah.
But when it comes time for me to now, I don't give a shit about most of it. But when it comes to my rights and
Yeah.
my fellow citizens'
Exactly.
rights
Yeah,
and
I'm with
things
you,
like
Chris.
that, that's when I take a stand. And that's what if the shit ever hit the fan, I don't care what political party you are.
Correct.
If you're being because that's where it gets me confusing is people always sit around and talk about our democracy and stuff like that. We're not a democracy. Go read a book, dude.
Yep.
we are a constitutional republic, and individual rights are what is in our constitution.
Correct.
So when like everybody's mad because I don't know, because Terry cuts hair, and they're like, no, we got to ban haircuts, and Terry's like, no, I'm going to keep cutting hair, and they're like, oh, guess what? Terry's fine, and Terry has the individual right to do that kind of stuff. We're not a democracy. And you can tell a politician, I don't care, Republican, Democrat, whatever they are, when they use the word "our democracy," no, it's not our democracy.
Well said,
it's
brother.
our individual rights that are protected. So
right.
The thing is that people say that a constitutional republic is part of an extension of democracy.
That's not right.
Democracies always end in dictatorship.
Yep,
that's right.
150%.
It doesn't matter. We are not a democracy. Don't even get confused by that and everything. And like Prado was saying about Trump wanting to be president, Prado, you're safe, man. Donald Trump is not going to be president forever. So if he wins or doesn't win, he can't be president forever. And if that ends up being a dictatorship, guess what? There are millions of people like me that have plenty to stop that. That's
Correct.
not going to happen. Not going to happen anywhere. So, but that's what I get upset about, that because they're like individual. It's about individual rights, and they get confused. Like, oh, well, this is our democracy we're talking about. No, it's not. It's not a democracy. Just stop saying that. You sound like an idiot.
Right. Yeah. 110% right, man.
So, a couple things. So back to the moon landing. I've never understood how they got that big old doom buggy and that small little ship, and then. To Onato, man, I know you care, because if you didn't care about all this stuff, you wouldn't be in crypto. Because you want your money.
I think there's and I think there's certain things Odie definitely cares about because of his kids and their future and family stuff. But
I'm just not as vocal.
Yeah,
I used to be very vocal. I used to be very vocal, involved as such. Now I'm a little more of a backseat. I found that
the silent ninja.
Yeah, you could say that. I found what's important to me in my life, and I protect it.
Yep.
I nurture it, and I've learned to weed out the things that cause me stress, that cause negativity, because life is too short. I lost both of my parents in the last year and a half, and you know, when that hits home, and it happens to all of us, sometimes it takes something like that for you to really think about what's important to you in your life. So to me, I took some stock in what I cared about more than other things. And I like to filter out stuff. Like, you guys know that I'm at work right now, so I've got a two-way radio in my ear, and I listen to 2 channels constantly. It's just nonstop for 8 hours, and I'm talking to you guys at the same time. It's an art form, let me tell you.
Yeah, you pull it off well, man.
And I've learned to do that. Man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Richard, did I say something? Did I say something wrong, Richard? Hudman, you say we're a constitutional republic. I thought I said that. Did I say something?
Yeah, I think he was just kind of backing you up, saying you're right. We're not a democracy.
I thought I was like, I could have gone on that rant.
Maybe it's because we're old. We just didn't quite jive. We didn't understand what
I'm
Rich
pretty
was
sure
saying.
that's what Rich
for those of you that are confused about Chris was confused for a moment.
And Rich even said, Odinato, nothing towards you, buddy. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I misunderstood what you were saying, bro.
Oh, okay.
That's why I totally respect you.
The older I get, which I'm older than you, wink, wink, I am. But what you're saying is you've figured out what's most important. And so I learned a long time ago was not to ever let your enemy know where your line in the sand's drawn, or what hill you want to die on, because they'll bring you to it.
Exactly. Yes.
I love that, bro.
I agree with that, but I also disagree with it. I like people to know exactly what hill I'll die on.
Well, yeah, you're for your family. That's one thing, but some things don't matter enough. I don't think. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. I see what you. Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
Don't touch my kids.
Yeah. There's certain things that
my kids, my friends, my community, my country, my borders.
If I've got the means and the knowledge and the will-how and the willingness to make you disappear, I mean, take it back to Walmart and drop you off, maybe, or ship you off to Vermont.
No, just end them. Just end them. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I'll take them out for my family.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Sometimes I get to go on too much with. I just get so upset with it's like, man, everybody just gets caught up. It's like every single day. I think I saw something a while back. Whatever. It's like what are we all freaked out about? Good morning. What are we all freaked out about today? And it's like every day there's a crisis, and like everything is like, and it goes back to my point is that most of the crisis that we have and things, if the president and regular politicians, I don't even care, but like media people, and they just sat down like with our AMAs and crypto and stuff like that. You just sit down, let the public ask you some questions, answer them the best you can, and nothing needs to be scripted. None of the stuff. They'd solve so many problems if they were like, you sat down and you'd find common ground on a lot of things. You know, the most controversial issues could be resolved, or agree to disagree.
I think you also need to get lobbyists out of Washington.
That'd be helpful.
You need to get lobbyists. You need to have term limits for all politicians, judges, and you need to get rid of lobbyists.
Nancy Pelosi.
There are a lot of politicians out there. If you look at the ages and stuff, you're like, really? I mean, really?
80-something years old. There should be, total age limits too. Personally, I've always thought of that.
Well,
80-something is too old.
You should have and if you don't do an age limit, then have a competency test.
Well, here's the thing, right?
It's
Age
very
limits,
simple.
in my opinion, there's good and bad, but here's the thing: you limit age. What's the average age of people in our Congress, in our House of Representatives? Right?
People that are
They're
80,
too old. They are always old.
The younger generation,
right? We need, exactly. That's my point.
And
the younger generation is not represented
That's what I was
properly.
going to say. Nothing ever is going to happen with term limits.
No,
you can't believe. I mean, I don't even understand this younger generation. It's like, it's all younger generation. Can't blame just this one, but younger generations in general, they don't pay attention to that stuff. And you're sitting here, Joe Biden, Donald Trump. You name off the top 20 politicians. They're all going to be dead in 20 years, man. And they're making decisions on what you guys.
That's very true, Chris.
They're making
Except
decisions
AOC.
on what
AOC isn't even 30.
Yeah. They are. But a lot of these politicians are making decisions on people's lives. I mean, we might not be here.
Got it all figured out, man. I remember when I was 30, I was dumb as shit.
I know.
Here's where I'm going with this, right?
Me too,
so I'm union, right? I'm union. I work for the government, and I'm union. And it never fails. Nothing ever changes like government, like we're talking about. So we have people that are getting close to 65, 66. They're getting ready for retirement. We come up for a new contract negotiation, and those guys have a lot of say, and they'll go, hey, let's bargain this away for that, and that
because it benefits them.
Yeah, it benefits them because we're in Washington State where I work. The retirement system that we have for government employees, they take the top 5 years that you've earned. Doesn't matter what 5. It's the average of the top 5 years you've earned, and that's what they base your pension on. Well, if it benefits you in your last couple of years and then that screws over those of us that still have 10, 15, 20, 30 years. Yeah. And it keeps happening because there's so many things. And it's just like the government, same thing. You got these old bastards that are in there, and they're doing what works for them, not what works for those that are coming up 20 something, 30 years old, and they still have 50, 60 years left. Yeah. So it just pisses me off. There you go. I'm pissed off about that.
You're pissed.
Compromit's a sound engineer. He's in the music and producer.
I think Peanut Butter and I should go karateify somebody.
Well, I think if at the end of the day, I think this is for you guys. Both Odie and Chris and Peanut are they're the expendables.
I'm pretty sure he's talking about you too.
Yeah.
I'm the youngest guy in the well, actually, in and I are the same age, but
I got you by a couple months. My birthday's in.
Are you?
In December.
I got you, bro. I got something for you.
Yeah, there you go.
That's funny as hell, Seven, bro. I laughed my ass off.
I'm sitting right next to 1,500 rounds, and that's just my open access stuff.
Oh man. Well, we just got banned.
Yeah. So
what, you don't like my haircut?
I'm just joking.
7 bags of peanut butter.
Tell me there's quarters in there.
All right, we only have 8 votes on that poll.
If I'm putting up a poll, I'm gonna get off here and I'm gonna go grab the wife and have her spin around that thing. So I'm not putting up any polls right now.
All right, I'll be right back, guys.
Oh, then I guess that we're gonna go back to what Barry was talking about.
Yeah. There you go.
They said Biden is dead now. He's like the real life version of the Weekend at Bernie's.
Pretty
Now,
much,
for those
man.
of you that
Oh
weren't
my God, I
born-
love that movie.
I know, right? I remember that.
That was a
movie.
great movie.
That
Yeah.
movie is so stupid, it's funny.
Yeah.
It is
I love
funny.
that movie.
But it's kind of like, art imitates life, though. Art imitates life.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
really does, right?
Barry,
Yeah.
he's
Oh,
tearing
man.
it up in there.
Yeah, I do appreciate the different perspectives of everybody on the panel for sure. I mean, obviously, Odie, I know you're old as dirt, but bro, you look young as freaking sunshine, brother. I mean, there's no.
What the hell is
Oh,
that?
yeah. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
older than him. You're like, you're old as dirt, Odie. I'm older than him, man. You're consulting two of us at the same time. And peanut butter, too, dude.
Wow,
Firestorm.
Chris, why don't you ever let me finish my sentences, bro? You always gotta call me out, man.
Be easy, Kryptonian. We're gonna be there soon, brother.
I gotta stir it up, man.
Blink of an eye, man.
You
Blink of
can
an eye.
easily be saying something. I just got stirred up. I'm just gonna take a little bit out of you. You just stir in the pot, bro.
Yeah, but we go backstage and he slaps me around, man. He's like, "Hey, man, I don't like what you said," and he corrects me. I appreciate that.
Biz, I gotta make you a mod on my channel if I haven't, man. I gotta make you a mod.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I've done that yet.
This is great. I need to figure out, how does Biz get paid, dude?
I don't know,
he-
but that man is everywhere.
Yeah, he doesn't.
That's what
That
I'm
man is
saying. He's all
everywhere.
over the place. It's like, so, okay, so is he
Right
just
on, Barry.
volunteering all his time? Because I need to put him on payroll.
Right.
Hey, Biz, the pool is only. You got a pool, bro? How the hell do you get a pool, man? See, I would have. I mean, I didn't even got a pool for my channel, man.
Typing in all these channels.
Actually, I just opened my pool 2 days ago, man.
Yeah, it's like
Just
shit,
opened my
man. I
pool
mean,
2
how do I
days
get a
ago.
pool on my channel, bro? That's shit. That's new shit right there, man. That must be that Web3 shit.
He even corrected himself. Like, oh,
Isn't
man,
that in the
oh.
community tab for the YouTube
Poll,
studio?
poll.
Oh,
Is it the
pool.
YouTube-
Oh.
Yeah, we're talking about the poll.
Yeah.
It was the poll where it was unanimous. 100% said the moon landing is fake. Right, Chris?
So even if you've got 8 right now, what's it? Is
was
it
just
4 or
stupid.
against?
It's 8 votes, 75%. We did not land on the moon. 25% we did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But
what
all
is
you
it?
can tell that Kryptonian 7
And
of
all
those
the
votes.
against are Kryptonian with fake profiles.
Except
and all
that
the
one
ones
guy.
say
Except
we
that one
didn't
guy.
Are like, we just hate Kryptonian. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you hate me, that means if I'm pissing you off, that means you're actually at least listening to me. For
But
me
they're
to
voting the opposite way, man. It's having the wrong effect.
Well, the way I see it is this: if you know how I feel about emotions, I try very hard not to move in emotions.
Yeah,
operate in emotions.
You're very emotional. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
right. In other words, I'm lying.
Crying backstage and everything. It's crazy.
Bro, that was one time you said you would never tell anybody. No, but
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to understand your needs, man.
Why are there not 1,000 people watching this live?
there you go.
Right
again.
now, we have one less person up here than we do out there. People.
It's me. They're all like, we don't. That's
No,
Chris
hey.
guy. He's.
No, quality doesn't get quantity. I'm sorry.
There
I
you
know,
go.
compliment. I watch
Con?
his
How
like
you doing,
every
brother?
day, and
Well,
it's like, why
Well,
are
when you're in the middle of a thought and you forget what you're talking about, that
Yeah.
salutes people. I'm just saying, right, Chris?
Yeah. Hey, no, drop him off. Drop him off this thing. Get him out of here.
What's up, Con?
But if I can move you to emotion, that means you're listening to what I'm saying, and you may like probably obviously troll me or whatever. That just means, hey man, I actually triggered something. I pulled the heartstring. That means they weren't removed at birth. That's a good thing. That means that you like me, and I appreciate that deep down inside. So I appreciate it, guys.
You're sitting there
Hey.
backstage. They really like me. They like me.
I'm all asking Con, how do I get my views up, bro? What's up, Con? For me, man, I appreciate you joining, man. Did I say something? You're about to correct me. What happened?
Oh no. I was just saying, quality content doesn't get quantity of viewers. No, I'm sorry. I'm picking on Daniel and Greek.
You know I was being rhetorical, Con. You know I was being rhetorical. But we should have 1,000 people watching. This is a good conversation.
Guys, I just want everybody on the panel, but confirmant guys, we have somebody that hasn't hit puberty yet, confirmant. So everybody just be mindful. You know, everybody, he still got the young years, guys. You know,
on the prism chain.
oh, what's that? What's the
I'm
question?
I'm learning. I've been watching since I've been talking to you guys, like talking this way with you guys.
Yeah.
So
what you got?
what? I know it's a long-term play. I know it's I get all that I can understand on all the innards that you talk about. So what is the end game launch another blockchain, are you going after a certain target to come work or launch on yours? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the blockchain doesn't make money unless projects join the blockchain, right? So what kind of projects is this going to be focused towards? Or
Well, actually, that's not true. We're going to have multiple streams of revenue.
Okay.
And you want to capitalize on that, or you want to not capitalize?
Capitalize.
So
Right back.
I guess our corporation is called Light Labs. We actually have a website up and all that good stuff. So we kind of touched upon some of the things that we're going to be doing as part of those revenue streams. One of them is going to be running nodes for some of those other chains.
Right.
We're also going to have our layer up program where we're going to help other, projects and other blockchains launch on ours.
Right.
So we're going to give them kind of startup capital and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, we're going to have those things in place
So when that happens,
raise revenue. Go ahead.
So when you do that, and say Joe Blow has layer 3, layer 2, they come to you guys, and then
Correct.
And then your other
So let's say Peanut Butter wants to start a layer 1, and you've got this great idea, and you come to us and you say, hey, I'd like to start a layer 1. We're gonna supply you with. We're gonna help you do that with our devs, with building on our layer 0. You build that layer 1 there, so we're gonna help you with that. Obviously, you're gonna pay us for our services, a nominal fee, whatever that may be. But then you're also gonna be part of our ecosystem as well.
Right. So then when I come to you and do that, then somebody else who's a investor in Sphere, they benefit because of what I did with you guys, correct?
Correct.
And then I didn't understand that your mother company or whatever is actually the same group of guys, right?
Correct.
When you were talking before,
yep.
I kept thinking you said your parent company or however you called it. I thought that you guys were relying on some other outsourced people so I didn't realize. I didn't. See,
it's the same core group of guys.
No, I never realized that.
Yeah.
That's why I was wondering, like, why.
Yep.
I mean, I trust you guys. I've gotten to know you guys, and I understand. But I kept thinking, why are these guys, when they talk about, they're talking about so detailed, oriented all their details, but yet they're going to outsource to their company to make their company run. So
Light Labs is basically the four of us, kind of like equated to Vulcan with Brian and Damien.
All his projects,
and the four of those guys there, Plan B, and
yeah,
so that's basically like they're doing with Uxie Labs. That's basically what we're doing with Light Labs.
Speaking of Plan B, guess who just dropped a comment?
Oh, there he is.
What's up, Plan B?
I do love some Plan B.
Get in here, Plan B.
How you
Especially
doing,
old guys.
What's up,
brother?
Old guys rock.
Con is totally balanced.
That's his signature move. He just comes in and drives.
I got a question for Plan B. All right, I got a question for Plan B. I know he flies planes. All right, I know he flies planes. All right, I know he's a pilot. I believe he is. That's my understanding.
Yep.
Yes, he is.
Yep.
So his little picture there is him flying a plane.
Flying a plane, yeah.
Yeah,
in
right.
the cockpit,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, but some guys have pictures of Spider-Mans. I mean, they're Spider-Man. I'm just saying, bro. I got a picture of a Superman crest. So obviously, I'm not bulletproof. Hey, what's up, Plan B? I appreciate you joining, man. I got a question for you. You don't have to answer, but it would definitely be appreciated. Did we land on the moon? Go.
So you want Plan B's perspective of whether we?
Yeah. You don't have to answer. You can go silent. It's all good because we already know the answer. We just want to know what you think.
The answer's no.
Yeah, we're good, man.
Yeah.
Drum roll.
Yeah, but so I guess you kind of covered. I remember Peanuts. I'm sorry, guys. I had my wife was calling me downstairs. So the takeaways you got from the revenue generated from Prism. Did you get those answered there? Peanut butter?
And our answer.
So, nodes on other chains, things of that nature. We're gonna have the layer up program.
Layer up.
I forgot what the hell else. Developers chains will have the options to launch roll apps on our chain.
Right.
Let's see, what else do we have?
Utilizing our validating set.
Drop profit, right?
Yeah.
So basically, they'll be able to use like our validator set and build out infrastructure, if that makes sense. Yeah,
sounds like
that'll make it easier for them to get started.
And of course, Cosmos is is a very tight knit community, very tight knit. and we're going to be welcomed in that community. If you guys remember the last live that we did, I believe NR brought it up. It was an image of all the developers that are relative to, let's say, even Binance all the way up to Ethereum, and right next to Ethereum was Cosmos. And there's like 177. So point being is there are tons of quality, proven, professional developers. This is what they do for a living. They're not creating shit coins, man. They're creating real projects long term, because this is what they do for a living. These are the type of developers that we're looking for, that we want to be joining our Prism blockchain. So that's who we're looking for. That's what we're looking to attract as far as our ecosystem. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, and also running a Cosmos chain puts demands a significant amount of infrastructure. But with Prism, individuals will have the option to use our infrastructure, our validators, and we're also in the process of working on some kind of unseen before privacy features for Prism, and they can kind of integrate inter-blockchain IBC. And we'll need the public test net and to roll that out and test it and all that stuff. But we're working on some stuff, so it should be pretty cool, man. Should be pretty cool.
There's some privacy coins out there, or things you can buy already, but that's gonna be in the blockchain, not like
this. Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to mention companies that we're not talking about, but I've looked at.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
Like Jasmine is supposed to be like a privacy thing, right? It's supposed to be like China's Bitcoin or something, but I keep seeing pop up with the privacy. And there's other ones too that are privacy. So, is it going to be a built-in feature of the web of the blockchain?
It'll be a built-in feature of the blockchain.
You don't need to buy
the infrastructure.
Yeah,
no.
okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So I don't know computer stuff, but I do a lot of research and I can read and I can understand. And that's why it's like the other day I asked you a question, you guys answered it, and so like
and
I would call it interoperability between all the no bridges needed.
Yeah,
right?
IBC, right, which is what we're looking for, which is what basically what we're doing is IBC is the ability to not have to rely on bridges. This is straight chain to chain, right? And if you guys recall that video that we showed at the very beginning of was it Monday's live NR?
Yeah,
it was a Cosmos video, right? That was probably produced a few years ago, but it still holds true today. You can watch that video and you're gonna learn exactly what we're all about.
Right.
Okay?
And I was looking in the video like, oh, I buy that blockchain, I buy that blockchain, I buy that blockchain.
Exactly. And imagine not having to go to find a bridge to get to that blockchain. So yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's certainly there are tons of communities out there that will appreciate what we're bringing, because they're already used to it. They're already operating in those chains. Yeah. So we're not reinventing the wheel, guys. Right. But remember, why are we doing Prism? Because we have all been in certain projects where we have been let down, right? Where we just like, man, I wish this chain had this. I mean, I wish I could get to this chain and not have to get to a bridge to get to that one. We're like, well, shit. And we're not talking about two guys. We're talking about a community of
people. Yeah.
1,000 people, right? Going, what if we had this? So we took we basically got together as a community and we decided to make our own chain at the end of the day, we're taking the best of what's already out there and proven, which is from the Cosmos network, and we're bringing you guys Prism chain, right?
I'm not gonna have any of those unneeded. I'm gonna be careful how I say this because I'm involved in other communities too. The unneeded taxes won't be there to.
There's no taxes.
Right.
No taxes. There will be transaction fees, obviously.
Fees, but sub penny,
right?
Decimals.
Decimals. Sub penny, man. And go ahead.
And then I remember when we talked, I can almost remember everything. I mean, I went through school, straight A's, and one of my class couldn't read a lick. I memorized everything. Now I can read, which helps. But you mentioned the drip program. The drip faucet?
We'll have a faucet.
Yeah, we'll have a faucet. Yep.
Community
cool,
faucet.
Right?
We'll have a faucet minus the bullshit. I'm going to say.
The what?
Right? A faucet minus the bullshit, right?
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
But same technology, but we will have a faucet. Again, and someone asked me, I think it was this morning, like, so what makes Prism different, from all the other chains? And I simply told him this. I said, look, we're not only seeking investors, we're actually seeking the developers. Why developers? Because the developers, the way I actually explained it to him, the developers are the chefs. Okay, they're the chefs. They're the ones that can take a piece of chicken and make it worth $80. You know what I mean? When we know it costs freaking 80 cents.
Yeah.
So in all NR and myself, TCL,
The devs are Salt Bay.
right. The core team, myself, Randall, TCL, NR, myself. All we're doing is we're facilitating the building that's bringing in the top chefs, looking for the top investors. It's up to the chefs to provide that product. All we can do is create a place to sit down and eat. It's up to the chefs to keep them coming. So we're focusing on the devs, which is already proven from the Cosmo chain. If you look, it's proven. I'm not making this up. You can go look it up.
I looked, yeah.
Yeah, our goal is to bring those devs in and connect them with the community
and bring that Cosmos community as well.
Yeah, right. Which is already proven. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of this is that the devs in that community already know that these devs and these projects that they're a part of, and there's hundreds of them, right? That they know that are proven. They're looking for. We're going to basically be bringing that hopefully over to Prism, and continue because we're thinking long term, guys. Right. Chris, I really appreciate you, bro. I think it was this morning, or it was last night. I think you were talking on Mella's live. You were talking about what our actual end game is for Prism. There is no end game. We're thinking long term. We're really wanting to bring something. We're not trying to bring utility to the communities. We're trying to facilitate community utility. There's a difference. Facilitate it.
It's a good way to put it, man.
Yeah. You go to Amazon where you don't own the company, so you just ship out everything from everywhere. So you facilitate all the shipping.
Yep.
They were a bookstore at one time.
Right. In order for me to go to Amazon and order whatever and get it here tomorrow, there has to be a system, an ecosystem. Logistically, it's a lot of moving parts.
Don't get me started on Amazon, man. You heard my message earlier.
Yeah, man. Right. There's a science to it, guys, and we're trying to tap into that science.
The wrong button. Sorry.
Right. But yeah, we're just trying to facilitate. We're trying to facilitate that, and
just want to clear things up, and maybe somebody else hadn't heard it. Maybe they got to hear it.
And Peanut Butter. Just so you know, too, like all of Cosmos, their whole community, basically, they work towards what crypto should be all about, and what we all want crypto to be all about, which is the tech, security, privacy, all to aid a better public good in crypto, if that makes sense.
Yeah, all about the tech. The problem with crypto isn't the code.
Correct.
It's the people.
Yeah.
It's the people. And that's
so
what
they're all about making it truly decentralized, truly
decentralized.
secure, and just all those things. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And those are the devs that we're not attracting. Those are the devs that we want. I mean, really, those are the devs we want. We want guys that are doing this for a living to come over to Prism,
and they're doing it because they love the space. They love what they do, and they see that this is where we should be going, away from fiat currency.
Right.
Sounds like we the people all over again.
Exactly, man.
Pretty much. I'm gonna tell you this: the way for those of you that know me, hopefully you know me by now, I would say that most of the devs that I've met are truly libertarian.
Nice.
I'm talking straight up. Live and let live, out my pocket government.
Yeah.
You're responsible for, straight up. For the devs that I've been able to work with, man, that's what I'm getting. And
that's
some of the ones
that's a good call.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
call.
Right.
Good
you can absolutely, you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
But I want to bring up this, remember I asked Plan B about the moon landing, and I love his answer, man. He says, lucky, there are a lot of moons for everyone. And I'm excited seeing all the development and innovation around the space. Me too, brother. Me too. Yes. Lots of people work hard to achieve goals, yourselves included. And that goes the same for Vulcan. Guys, I invested in Vulcan.
And not only that,
I own a node. I want it to be successful like everybody else.
We have projects that we're trying to launch on Vulcan.
Yep.
And Tony and myself.
Yeah. And that's why we had the questions this morning, guys. Yep.
Which, by the way, Kryptonian, do you want to introduce our new partner on Property Flex?
We can. Absolutely.
Yeah. So we brought another team member on. So it was myself, Kryptonian, and Milky. The three of us were doing Property Flex. But now Crypto Legend is now a part of our team. So now it's the four of us. Cool. He brings a lot of experience in the real estate world. He's done over like 80 million in real estate. He's done condo conversion, and he's in Canada. So he's bringing in, that part of North America. Milky's over there in the UK. Kryptonian, myself in the United States. So he brings another aspect to it, a bunch of his experience. So it was definitely a good addition. So yeah, we're excited.
Very cool.
I'm super excited about it. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And that's one of the things that we would love to bring to Vulcan. Obviously, we're
because
still
it makes sense with the 44% and the flex and all that, because there's so often that your money is just stagnant.
Yep.
In that space.
That's right. And that's what alluded to my questions my questions to Nick this morning.
Yeah. And which, by the way, Plan B, we're going to have a website up soon. We're going to have our Discord up very shortly. So maybe we can get on that list. By
the end of the week, I should have that, and we're working on that aggressively. Milky, I'm sorry, brother, but I got a little busy. But Milky, he's one of our partners.
Set the clock.
Yeah, he set the clock. God dang it. That man holds me accountable. Damn Brits. Always watching the clock, man. No, I love that guy, man. He actually, I like when we have our meetings because he just straight to the point, man. And he definitely lights the fire, keeps us on point because we got a lot of moving parts here, a lot of things going on, But I love it. I love this was his idea at the end of the day, and I'm freaking on fire about this. Plan B says no work generated equals nothing achieved. That's the damn truth. You can talk about it all damn day. And what I love about Napoleon Hill, one of Think and Grow Rich, and in this book, one of the quotes that he has is, tell the world what you intend to do, but first show them. To show them that requires work. So that's where I get from that statement. Right. Thank you, Plan B, man. I really appreciate that.
It's just like if you just talk about it as a dream, if you write it down, it's a goal.
That's right. Yeah, all the dream is, guys, or all an idea is a dream. Or it's really a dream, an idea, but it's not actually a plan until you write it down. Sounds good, but did you put it on paper? Okay, it's on paper now. Have you actually implemented it? If you haven't even started day one, the first step, it's just a dream, guys. Sounds good, but is it good? And that's up to you to make it happen. It's up to you to prove to me that it's good. And that's what I love about the statement that Plan B said. That sums it up basically right there, man. I appreciate that. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that.
It's to the point. I really like that. You don't do it, it doesn't happen.
That's right. I mean, you guys are old enough, way old enough to understand that on paper, on purpose, right, Chris? Yep. And I agree. Yeah, in fact, with Chris, I've had some great conversations backstage. Man, the dude has a plan, man. Like shit. I thought I had it together, and I don't. And I thought I kind of did. I realized that, I'm just a kid, man. I'm just a kid in a candy store when I talk to Chris backstage. I'd love to go backstage with you, Odie, because I'm sure you got some shit figured out too. But
some of our best conversations are backstage. Yeah. I mean, hell, after the last live, I stayed backstage with Chris until like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. Appreciate your time there, Chris. Just all the info and just, man, you were bringing it.
On that note, you guys look at the private chat. Just read it.
Let's see where
check it out.
Here. I got something for you.
How do I even see that?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Chris already knows.
Yeah.
Chris already knows. But so if it works out,
yes,
there you go.
100%. Yes,
very cool.
100%.
And if not,
and if Jason wants to join us backstage afterwards,
ooh,
I think he'd want to.
I sent you a message, Jason. You know where I sent it to, so there you go.
Moon. You sent it to the moon. Go get it.
There you go.
Yeah, I enjoy that though. I mean, with the conversation that we had backstage the other day, I enjoy that because with people, I don't give advice to strangers.
No, appreciate that, man. And you're a very knowledgeable guy, and the fact that you shared some of that, I feel lucky and blessed, man. Thank you.
One of the smartest people with my mentor said, being smart isn't knowing everything, but knowing where to find it when you need it.
So true.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Now Barry's
give him a fishing pole, not a fish.
Barry's gonna have some way to twist that up. I'm sorry, but he's gonna twist it up somehow.
Wait for it. I want to see it. Yeah.
You got it.
Barry's got it going.
How come the guy didn't believe in the moon landing? He's pushing the pole that says it didn't happen.
Barry actually asked a question. He says, "What cross-chain opportunities are there with Vulcan?" I'm assuming with.
Are there any? Are there
any?
with Vulcan.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure that I'm sure the team's thinking about that. Of course they are. You know, we're a layer 0 and they are a layer 2. You know, and so layer 0.
They're layer 1.
I'm sorry, layer 1. I liked Nick's explanation on it this morning.
I didn't catch it. I didn't catch that part.
So Prado asked him, "Hey, what's the difference between a layer 0 and a layer 1?" And I like what he said. He says layer 1, and he focused on the layer 1 because layer 1 is what Vulcan is, and basically when there's not enough throughput, traffic is too much. They create a layer 2 to help with that traffic. Bam, layer 2. Well, layer 0 it focuses on the infrastructure, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you know, and essentially a layer
the foundation,
1,
basically
the foundation.
Yep.
So I think what was said was, and I think what Prado asked was, so is layer? I think he said something like, so Vulcan is a layer 1 is or layer 0 essentially, just because we're adding rebasing, it's a layer 1. And Nick was like, well, yeah, not necessarily. You know, I could be wrong, but not necessarily. But yes, so layer 0 is the foundation. You know, I like what he said. He was like, that's the infrastructure, the way the nodes talk to each other, and that's true. Yep. But the difference is layer 0s, we can literally have something like a Vulcan on top of a layer 1 on top of Vulcan, a Binance, and Ethereum multi-chain.
And in order for that multi-chain to happen, we need to have nodes running.
Yes.
You know, on those other chains. So that's kind of how the multi-chain is. It's called a relay node. So you kind of have to have that in order to have that the chains talk to each other in order to have that interchain capability. Yeah, man. It's not a faucet. It's a
so here's something. So if someone wants to run a relay on Vulcan, we can stop them communicating with Prism. We are permissionless.
Yes,
that makes any sense. So just so you know,
Yep.
So that's those are the advantages.
So we can't stop them. Like if somebody wants to run a relay node on Vulcan, we can't stop them. So yes, you would be able to go from Vulcan to Prism. There is no way that we could stop them. We're permissionless. That's the decentralized nature of it, which is really cool. So that's where you can get everything kind of intertwined and just hop from chain to chain. So it's very possible. You know, Prism could be, you know, an off ramp, or I mean, who knows, man? Who knows what the future holds?
And it's really all about, guys, if you think about why we all got into crypto, it's all about decentralization. So what we're trying to bring with Prism is we're truly trying to bring that, not just the sentiment of decentralization, but decentralization, but kind of really show you, you know, and the way our foundation is set, we are truly going to be decentralized. You know, you can libertarian, as I like to say it, and I may be wrong. People may hate that, but you know, what do libertarians say here in the U.S.? I should be able to travel freely, you know, travel freely throughout, you know, be on my way. You're going to have that same mindset, the same, I would even say the same abilities with the Prism chain, because we will be multi-chain.
I would say I'm more constitutionalist, but yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm a constitutionalist, right?
Obviously. My friend's the chair of the Texas, man.
Oh, really?
He has been.
Oh, man. Yeah. All right, this guy's got to go right here. I'm just joking. No, I'm just joking. I'm a constitutionalist libertarian is what I am, you know, obviously. So,
we're brother
and that's what I love about crypto, because at the end of the day, it's supposed to be my money, my choice, my ability to do what I want with it, right? I don't want government to tell me who I can send it to, what I can buy with it, how much, when I can, all those things.
If I send more than 10 grand, you report me to the IRS.
Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. It's completely ridiculous. And that's really what the heart of DeFi really is, I believe, is it's your money. You are the bank. And we're trying to continue that mindset. We're trying to keep that going with Prism, with Vulcan, whatever it is. That's why we're all in crypto, guys. That's why we're all in crypto. We see, I think the demographics are between like 35 plus, you know, at least in the research that I've done. And when I was very young, when I was in my 20s, I didn't really care about politics. I didn't care about
Isn't it funny how that happens?
Yeah. I wouldn't say I was like liberal or anything like that, but I just didn't care. I wasn't paying attention. I was just young with the family, just trying to make it happen. As I got older and as I began to make more money, I began to realize, why is it the more money I make, the more they take?
Yep.
That doesn't make sense. Brother. Like, I work harder, they don't. Wait, what? I'm expecting my employees to bust their ass to make things happen so that we can grow the business. But the government just has to sit there and let me do all those things so they can continue to benefit from the fruits of my labor. That's what I love about crypto, because I'm the bank. It's my choice. I can get into a project, right? And obviously there's some work that goes involved, the teams and the development and everything that it took to make it happen. But I love that I should be able to get into any project that I want without anyone, any government, anywhere, any place on this planet tell me when, where, how much. It's just, to me, that's immoral to me. You know, it's a sense of control. That's what I love about DeFi is it's the complete opposite of that. That's what it's supposed to be about. That's why I love Cosmos. Truly decentralized.
Yeah. Yep. I'm with you, brother.
And that wasn't all whiskey talking, guys. I promise. That was.
It's like clear precise to me.
I'm just kidding.
And don't even get started on why we all have social security numbers, right?
Oh gosh.
Man, that's a long conversation.
Let's start.
Bro,
the Styles guide.
I can barely talk about the moon.
color of red on the back, and yeah, man, it's straw man and all that stuff. Yeah.
The ability of the government to loan money borrow money off the population,
off of our backs. Yeah.
Birth certificates. Yep. Welcome to the corporation.
Wedding certificate.
Hey, NR, you want to take this one on, or Chris, or Odie? Confirmate, because you've been talking.
I wouldn't answer this, but you and NR know what I would do.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, we all know.
Brother, I'm gonna do the same thing. What are you talking about?
I'm not any different.
As well.
I didn't answer that, and it's not financial advice.
Yeah. NFA, not financial advice, but if I had an opinion, I would put it in Bitcoin personally. But don't listen to me.
Backstage.
Yeah,
I know, right? Everybody starts joining the live.
Or I'd go on KuCoin and find a micro cap, and I'd dump the 100K into it, and then everybody would ape in, and then I'd sell.
Right, you control that market.
Yep.
That's my goal, man. Is make so much money. Me and my friends, we can
be
go
the whale.
The market,
be the whale,
and collectively be whales.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a whale replacer.
There you
That's
go.
right.
He's like, I like.
I'm serious every single time. Everything that I'm in, I do. If I see a big red candle, I'm like, whales out, I'm in. That's how I see it.
In other words, he's sloppy seconds, is what he's saying.
Hey, you know,
I knew that was coming. Oh, I saw that coming.
You saw that one.
You're telegraphing. That's what we say in karate.
Yeah.
You were telegraphing.
His
We
eyes
knew
lit
what
up,
you were
you
going to
know
do.
what I mean? Yeah.
Well, Odie knows,
I
man.
know.
Odie knows.
Meanwhile, you're broke, and I make money.
Odie's been backstage long enough with me. He knows I'm gonna say.
You're not broke.
Chris, say it again.
I saw you before you saw yourself.
You're like, oh, good.
Chris said that's why you're broke and he's making money.
Not you in particular,
People in general.
people that
People
do
in
that.
general. I know.
Oh, okay.
Not you, Cryptomany. Yeah.
You're like, I gotta highlight his comment now.
Yeah. Well, you ain't talking, brother. So I gotta bring him.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah, I wanted to be more specific, and I made this one. I deleted the other two, and then I did that one.
All right. So why don't you comment on your own comment?
Yeah.
What was that, Kryptonian?
Why don't you comment on your own comment? So what is this about?
Well, I just have a strong hankering that something will be happening within the next 8 months. So that's my speculation. But that's why I always tell people, we gotta be careful. Do it, you feel is feasible for you, and this and that. I'm one of those people that bought 4 years ago and is still waiting.
Well, if you're XRP, you like XLM, which is people to people versus business to business?
Yeah, well, yeah, because that goes hand in hand.
Brother and sister, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The ecosystem.
That's one of mine.
I can completely understand your decision on XRP.
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
That's the one thing you'll see me be a big of a maxi of versus you guys with Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't own any Bitcoin yet.
What? All right, this guy's got to go. We got.
When do I admit that I don't own any Bitcoin
right.
either?
When I bring you back, Terry, you're gonna say I'm buying Bitcoin. Let's go.
One Bitcoin. I just bought it. Let's go
He's
right
got one hole.
How dare you blaspheme?
It's fun to do that, isn't it?
No, it is, man. I'm gonna tell you, that's power.
I did that to Prado months and months ago. He was on some tirade. He was just going for the fences, and I just went.
Nah, man,
He
nah,
was
nah.
still
Odie,
he deserves
Odie,
it. You know.
until you end his live,
Right.
all right, you don't even compare to me, brother.
You turned his whole thing off. Yeah.
No,
I
I've
shut
never ended
everything-
his live.
I shut it down, brother.
You ended the whole broadcast.
I hit the whole
Tony and Daniel were on one that
I
had
ended
control
Crypto
over.
Easy's live by mistake once.
I remember that. I remember
And
that.
I was dropping, I was dropping Daniel like repeatedly one time, and it caught up. And then he's talking to Miss Worldwide. He's like, he keeps dropping me off. Just drop me off. I was like, you're back, Daniel. He's like, oh, okay.
What's funny is when he starts going off, and all of a sudden he gets muted.
Yeah, no idea.
Yeah.
And then you're like, hey man, your mic was muted. Then he starts over. That's crazy shit. You know, it's like, let me go back because it's a script, right? I'm just kidding. So what about this, guys? What do you think?
Yeah, but I'm not. Yeah, I can believe Barry.
It has the potential.
That's a strong
It has the
statement
absolute
right there.
potential.
See, I think
Right.
Revive is going.
Chris
to
says,
be,
no.
It is going to go up. It's
I can
stablecoin
understand his
backed.
point.
Yeah,
It's stablecoin back, but I don't know if you're going to get. I don't know.
I mean,
man.
that's almost
gonna
asking
take
the same
time.
question.
It's going to take time. I think it's more of
Yeah.
a long-term play. I think Revives. It's going to be good. I think it's going to be a great play.
Yes.
I think it's going to be a very good long-term play since it's not going to depreciate. Better than Bitcoin. When you get that high of a market cap, Barry, come talk to me.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it's
that was
Bitcoin.
like Otto
Bitcoin rules,
asking.
man. Bitcoin controls the market, unfortunately.
I wouldn't say it's the next Bitcoin. I would. I mean, and that's not to be, like.
Well, they're just two different animals.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. It's apples and
Yeah.
oranges. Bitcoin has a community that has been told they've been I'm part of that community, Chris, as well, and anybody that owns Bitcoin. But it's a community that has heard for a decade that Bitcoin will never ever.
When I can get on Silk Road and buy a kilo with Revive, then it'll be better than Bitcoin.
There it is, man. There it is, right there.
No, a kilo.
Yeah, when I can get some yayo with Revive, then holler at me, buddy.
Yeah. When they're actually saying, "Hey, man, you got some Bitcoin?"
Right.
I'll swap you.
You
I
skipped right over the double dog and went straight for the triple, didn't you? Just 1 kilo, not a couple grams.
I mean, might as
A
well.
kilo.
Hey, man.
I mean,
Right
Bitcoin's
now,
what, 28K. Had a little pump
You're
today,
about-
man.
you're
I
about
loved it.
You're about 30
Yeah.
grand for a kilo now, something like that.
And Bitcoin's at 29. There you go, man.
Yeah, Bitcoin's making daddy some money.
It is.
Skeptic.
Yeah.
So Con, I agree with Rob S on this. Confirmant, he says that our XRP is the best coin for the next bull run for sure. Like I'm not heavily vested as I am in Bitcoin with XRP, but XRP was one of my first plays
Mine too.
soon after Bitcoin.
Mine
So
too.
I'm a big believer. I remember when the SEC hit him with the case, I was like, shit, But I've been waiting, man. I've been waiting. I've been kind of dollar cost averaging.
So do
along
you
the
think?
way.
I was going to say, do you think that has suppressed the value of XRP?
No.
XRP.
I know, I
it's
believe
definitely
it has.
gone up.
No, it hasn't suppressed it. It's
Yeah.
own. It wouldn't suppressed it. I would say it's oppressed it, and there's a difference.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I
there
got
you
what
go.
you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
There you go.
Once that dam breaks, oh shit.
Because at the same time, man, when they filed that, the rest of the market was
Yeah.
retracing. They hit them, and then they were the only one falling the way they did.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Well, I've told you before, Con. I got XRP. I think like 11 cents and sold it at like $1.85 or $1.90 or something. So I did really well with XRP. Really well.
Mint says that Revive has 12% fees. Yuck. Well, is that what they have? 12% on the way out, way in?
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
mutual?
It's 6 and 6.
6 and 6.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Collectively, as a whole, holistically, it's 12%. Okay.
But that's what kind of feeds the whole ecosystem.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. I mean,
it's
that doesn't mean there isn't money to be made.
I don't have an
guys,
issue
here.
with that.
Yeah. I mean, if you're looking for, I'm going in, I'm getting out. That's what you're gonna have to. If you're only looking
again,
at
that's why I think it's more of a long-term play
Yes,
with fees
yes.
and being stable.
It's definitely not a day trading coin.
right.
You know, the other-
I agree with that.
The other comment by Mint, I'm like, no, that's not that. I don't
hope-
believe that.
Hope not. Yeah. Well, the thing is, what does the government want to make happen? They could present the best case in the world, but when the ruling comes out,
Yeah, you know what? We're
Who's gonna pay
DeFi.
for it, you know?
We don't We don't care
Yeah.
about that. Even if they lose it, I don't. I see.
Ripple's already stated they don't need the U.S. They'll just move
That's what
on.
I'm saying.
Oh yeah, and
It's
that's what
like,
they're
you know
going
what?
to do.
The U.S. keeps acting up the way that they're doing. No, the U.S. government.
Yeah,
Yeah, not
keeps
us.
acting
They're gonna
up
be
the way
left
they
behind.
are. They're going to be left behind because
Yeah.
you're not going to change.
Yep.
There's, I mean, you're really talking about, a small group of people. Most people in the United States either don't even know much about crypto or whatever, but you got a small group of people that are trying to make it difficult, and the rest of the planet, 7.5 billion people that are like, we'll do crypto. I mean, the United States is not that, and they're just going to get left behind. So whatever
I
happens
agree.
with Ripple, I'm gonna be okay. They'll still survive and they'll probably thrive. So
Yeah.
it's just
It might
the
be
US
an
government.
immediate hit.
Yeah.
To an immediate hit, but that, like you said, they'll be fine.
Guys, Minton says I'll bet you an entire Bitcoin con. I don't know. I'm thinking he meant coin.
Oh
No, I think
he
he meant me.
Confirmant. I'll bet you.
Yeah. Well,
an entire Bitcoin.
That's what he's saying.
Hold on. Conference got to pay the house.
That's a straw bet.
He heard that today on the house of on our live. So we'll be splitting that Bitcoin if it happens. And I'm just joking. Yeah, if it loses the case, I will be extremely surprised. I think if it loses its case, I would say, and I agree with you, Chris. I mean, it's not really going to change.
Well, here's the thing: if it does lose, it's going to impact other cryptos.
It is. It
is.
is.
And like Chris said, that's going to happen, but it's going to affect a lot of cryptocurrencies and what's going to happen at that point. It opens the door for a lot of things. You know what I mean?
Well,
A lot of
CZ
regulations.
last night about Voyager. That news about Voyager. Guess what? The United States isn't the center,
right?
Yeah,
CZ back up.
the United States isn't the center of cryptocurrency. I mean, there's a whole lot of people out there that are not in the United States.
Yeah,
that
the
are
UK
into
is getting a
crypto.
lot of favor right now with
Yeah.
crypto.
Right.
There goes their euro too, their crypto euro too, right? Their electric dollar, their electric euro with the
Yeah, well, there's a lot of
yeah.
favor. There's a lot of favor going in the UK towards crypto, not so much in the US. So I think if, in my personal opinion, if the SEC cracks or if the SEC wins the case with XRP, I said it earlier. It's not oppression. It's not suppression. It's going to be more oppression. Here's something about the human spirit. Okay, crypto is great. It's fun. Well, it's a lot more. Okay, to me, crypto is just a testament to the human spirit. They've given us fiat for so many years, and we're tired of this shit. We're tired of the manipulation. Crypto is the way out that we see as the layman. We see this as the way out. You keep closing in the walls in on us. You poke the bear, you're not going to want to get. Trust me, you're going to get a bite back. So go ahead and shut down XRP. It ain't going to be the end of crypto. I'll tell you that right now, because humans have a way of freaking getting out, jumping that fence.
Yeah,
you cannot keep us caged in.
Definitely resilient.
Yeah, absolutely. We adapt.
The United States government
We
needs to come
adapt.
out and make Bitcoin legal tender like
Agreed.
tomorrow, dude. They'll be the biggest, baddest cryptocurrency country on the planet.
Well,
And
states
you
have
know how
already
much money they'll make off that?
Yeah. Well, that's the problem is they'll make money, and if they're making the money, they want to regulate the money.
Yep.
I hear
But
what
they
you're
want-
saying. I definitely hear what you're saying.
But
Of
they
course,
want
they're
more.
going to make money. But there are some states. Utah, one of them. Texas has had some bills. Pushed out there. Florida. They're trying. They're really in favor of crypto.
Well, they
right?
just banned the government crypto.
Yeah. As long as that adoption takes on, I think we'll be pretty good. I think it'll be a good direction that we're heading for sure. Right.
So what happens when those that are manipulating the fiat system take that and move into crypto and start manipulating that, just like you see on some of the charts and
Blackwater?
things of that
So,
nature?
so long as we don't go to centralized DeFi or centralized DeFi, that's a freaking oxymoron. As long as we don't go to centralization, right? We say decentralization, decentralization,
Or a sex like Greek likes to say.
Yeah. As long as we say truly DeFi, truly decentralized, we'll be okay. The moment we allow governments to come in and regulate, and I understand there are some in the community that are like, not just our community, but other communities, we need the government to come in because we're tired of the scams. Or okay, there are rug pulls, okay, obviously, but what's the biggest rug pull in the last few months? What's the biggest rug pull that the government had their hands in? FTX. That's the biggest fucking rug pull in the billions. Okay, the government had their hands in it, and you want more government in crypto? I'm sorry, man. I don't agree with you. I don't agree. It's got to be
want
true.
less government.
Not only that, the financial crash of 2008.
Oh God.
Where was the damn government? Where was the fucking government? They were letting the lenders go ape shit crazy, doing things that were totally wrong, and it crashed the world economy.
You get me started on 2008. Let me tell you something. I'm not one way or the other on this, but that started under Bill Clinton, dude. This all came from Bill Clinton.
I agree.
The subprime loans where they were like, they told people they couldn't afford loans. But look what we're doing. They're taking it. They do it all the time. They take advantage of the most vulnerable people in our society, and they rob them of their votes. And they tell them, look, we're going to get you in a house. Look, this is a house. We're going to make the lending so easy for you. And these people can't afford these houses, but they're like, hell, if someone told me I could be in a beautiful house, I'd be like, hell yeah. Then they all go belly up on it, and they're all like sending up the red flags that this is going to be a problem. And guess what happened? Our Republican president's office, they didn't do anything about it. So I mean, it's not like he's innocent. But they didn't do anything about it, and then it all come crashing down. But they're all standing. All these politicians are standing around going, "Oh, we couldn't have predicted this." Everybody was predicting it, dude.
Hell,
they're doing the same thing with student loans now. They're doing the same crap with it. You can go to an Ivy League college. You can go get fully in debt and everything like that. But then it's like, wait, I have to pay it back.
And that's what pisses me off. These old farts are in control, and they keep saying, "Oh, well, the latest greatest is let's go after crypto because there's a lot of scams." Hello, your boys in the finance sector with the Fed and everybody else in the fiat world. That's a scam.
Yeah,
that is a goddamn scam that we all have to deal with.
You have these companies out there that are giving the loans, like student loans. They'll give the loans, and then on the back end, they're like the collection agency, where they're like, "If I don't get paid, government pay me." So these businesses are getting it both ways and like coming out ahead, and the individual person,
and we're all getting screwed.
Is getting screwed.
Even the Great Depression was caused by the government. They loaned all that money out and they yanked it back. That's why Grant on his epitaph said, "I beat the bank," because he shut down the centralized bank. Once he died, though, they brought it back. Like, the government loaned out the money, the banks did. Loaned it all out, and then they had margin call, and they called it all back, and that's why all businesses went bankrupt.
Yeah.
They've been doing it forever.
What's up, 7 C's?
Quiet.
Got all quiet. Yeah, don't want to like what you just said there.
Yeah, I just got a NR. What's up, 7 C's?
It's everybody up.
Did you guys see the video that Brian Armstrong shared on Twitter about Gary Gensler talking at MIT?
Screw Gary Gensler. Yeah. I did see that. I did.
How he said how 3/4 of crypto are actually commodities and not securities.
Yep. Like, But now all of a sudden,
all of them are.
Yeah. He's a piece of shit, man. Gensler's a piece of shit.
He is.
Yes, he is, man.
Anyone buying that Gensler token?
Listen to this.
I did see that. I saw that.
Rob, don't buy it. Don't buy it as a trap.
Rob S brings it. I bring up his comment. Did you see this crap?
Oh yeah, no. Did you guys see that? I was actually going to ask you that next.
Yeah. So this is a bunch of crap, dude. They're gonna if you have a certain credit score, if your credit score is good, you're gonna pay more on fees to pay for people's credit scores that are bad. So
somebody that went and screwed their credit up, I'm gonna have to pay more because this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's doing with his money.
So let me get back to what they call communism, where eventually I'm gonna wreck my credit. Well, I don't have to worry about it, but I would wreck my credit so I wouldn't be charged those fees. And then when you're in communism, everybody gets this stuff. Who's gonna be the ones that are gonna have good credit? Why would you? You're gonna be losing percentages, ruin your credit, or at least make it drop out of the range that they have. It's like senseless. Why would you reward that? And we do it on a drop of a dime. We have this great idea. Let's just do it. Oh, okay.
You know what it is it's actually the same psychology that they use on gun owners. So they have all these gun control laws. They know that responsible gun owners, those that obey the law, if they push out a law, we're gonna We're going to follow the law because we don't want to be criminals, because we don't think like criminals do. So they're going to push a law out. They know that we're all just going to just be submissive and do it because we want to do the right thing. So they know that, they also know that people that have good credit bust their ass, and it ain't easy to get good credit, guys. It's hard. You got to bust your ass. You got to be on point.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you got to bust your. You got to
You gotta be responsible, man, and you gotta be responsible.
Responsible gun
And
owners.
that's a long game too.
It is a long game. It is a long game.
something you
live
get
within
right
your
off the bat.
means. You live within your means.
Yeah.
Okay,
You know,
I need to tell you
And
this.
they're
though,
gonna,
how
they're gonna
that-
use that same psychology on you. You got good credit, okay? You're gonna pay the price. You're a responsible gun owner. You're gonna pay the price. So
Yeah.
it's the same psychology, they're using on both different same metrics, obviously, on the same person, because typically those that are responsible in life are responsible with in their money and everything else. Not that all responsible people are gun owners, but you guys get what I'm saying. That we're gonna like, well, that's the law. We're gonna follow the law. If that's the law, and I'm gonna continue to maintain my credit because because I need it, right? Because of the economy that they have created. Out of chaos comes order, right? They created this environment. I have to operate in it. I got to play by the rules. So I got to fight to keep my score up just to live, right? So of course I'm gonna do what I need to do, and they know that, because you got to think about it. If I've been for 20 years, I've been busting my ass to keep my score up. You think in a moment's time I'm gonna go, well, fuck it, fuck that. I'm not gonna pay my bills today. It doesn't work that way. They already know it. They know it's habitual. They know how I am. They know how the majority of us think. They already know we're gonna fall in line. Unfortunately, until we don't. Until we don't.
I would add one thing to what you said. Out of chaos comes order. Out of chaos comes their selective order.
That's right.
They create
Good
chaos
point.
on every single thing, and then they come to you with the solution they had all along. And most people just fall in like, oh, okay.
That's what
that's
FTX was about. Let me create
Yeah.
chaos. People got their money stolen, then let's
You
come
got-
in and we're here to help.
You guys
That's
are
what
missing
they
out
do,
on-
man.
That's a
That's
form
what
of
they do.
regulation,
about it, though.
guys. Yeah.
That's what they do. Just like the pandemic. Oh, we got
It's
just
19
crazy.
for you. Take 6 more.
Sometimes I think we are 2 steps away from the movie The Running Man. Tell me I'm wrong.
That was a great one, man. That was a great movie, dude.
Richard Dawson.
That was a
I mean, I'm
great one,
telling
yeah.
I'm telling you, man, we're 2 steps away from the Running Man movie being our dystopian society. I'm telling you.
I'd be down with that,
The
man.
Running
I'd
Man.
pay to see that.
Just don't let Arnold Schwarzenegger got that T, right?
I'd throw that.
Oh
up
yeah,
on
that was a
pay-per-view.
kick-ass movie.
Get Kryptonian and Prado going at each other. You know?
Oh yeah, I saw an actual post that
I
says
saw it. That's why I said that.
yeah, Prado and Contronium pay-per-view. Yeah, all proceeds go to Prado's. I don't know. We'll pay Chris to do his hair because it obviously he grows it pretty well.
There you
Yeah,
go.
you know
pray,
what?
pray,
That's
not
a
Chris,
subject,
but pray,
brother.
play peanut butter.
That's a sore subject about my hair, man. That's just, you know what? I got to go now, man.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
No,
Mine is not as thick as it used to be. You know,
You can say everything you want to say, but man, we got my hair. It's gone. I'm done.
bro. Really, come on, man. Oh, really?
I'm out of here.
It's ridiculous. It's all good, man.
I'm taking my ball, and going home.
My ball.
Let's
Let's not talk about balls.
A little later, unfortunately.
Anarchy, huh? Half sack.
What's that, Con?
I was trying to butt myself in there for a while, but I was trying to say, did you guys know that good bad credit has an actual parabola to where it most affects?
And which is
people between the credit score of 720 and 780. So the do-gooders in the middle of the road. So not the high people with over 800, not the people that are below 680, but the people who are a middle of the road do a good, decent job. So if you think about it, that's most of Americans that have good credit are usually between their 720 or 780.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the people paying the most amount of fees.
Yeah, the middle class.
Middle class,
which
that's
is
usually
exactly
how it goes.
Middle class,
Yeah.
man, and we're the ones
Always.
that actually get hit the hardest. Because why? Because the middle class. I heard Biden the other day. Was it this morning or yesterday? He just announced he was going to be president again. Pause for effect.
He's not going to even remember that announcement, bro.
Yeah.
He did it. He put out.
But
He's going to need a fucking card. He's going to need a card to pull out of his pocket to go, What did I say yesterday?
Well, he's gonna need a
Oh, that's
video.
right.
Cut the video. But I heard him doing it. He did some sort of speech.
Feel like
I think
50
it was
First
today.
Dates. Just like that movie. I'm on a movie kick. It's just all this shit's all coming to my head.
I was gonna say you're on
I can't
point with the
remember.
movies, Odie. Yeah, you're on point with the
50
movies.
First Dates. I love that movie, man. You know, but you know, with Biden, he did some sort of speech soon after, and he's talking. You know, I listened to his speech, most of it. You know, and he's talking about the middle class and unions, and you know, and he was, you know, about the pharmaceuticals company. You know how we're paying way too much for this and way too much for that, and oil and gas taxes. I mean, he's saying all the right things, but will he do the right thing? No. The guy has been in politics damn near longer than I've been alive, and he hasn't done shit. Okay?
Yep.
The only thing that I know as a minority, and I hate to be called that because I'm an American, that I know about Joe Biden growing up is that he put more minorities in jail for bullshit than any other senator, congressman that I can remember. That's what I remember about the guy.
And I remember it was a surprise when Obama said, you know, he's going to be my running mate. You know?
I know my circle was
surprise,
like, is it? We were like, isn't that the guy that freaking put my so and so?
Right.
But it served a narrative, just like when what's her butt from Alaska was put with what's his name,
John
McCain. It served a narrative. It's like everybody knows she doesn't know what the hell she's doing. Sarah Palin, right?
Sarah Palin,
Republican or not, it was a joke, you know. But same thing with Biden. It's like it served a narrative for their party.
You get Kryptonian on the moon landing, and he'll go forever. You get me on why Obama picked Biden, man. I'll go down that rabbit hole with you. You guys will be like every time we see each other.
Anytime, brother.
Dude.
Anytime.
And they both involve
right now,
CGI.
Barack Obama. People may not like Barack Obama, but I can live with a Barack Obama style president because I could think that we could discuss some things and stuff like that. But man, his pick for Biden, I can't even. When that happened, I was like, what? That's a joke. I thought it was like the Babylon.
It was mind blowing. Yeah.
Exactly, Chris. I actually thought, because remember what I just said, guys, as you know, from the circles that I grew up in, we immediately saw Joe Biden and like, isn't that the guy that put my so and so in prison? You know, he'd support stuff that would just come up, the shit that this guy would say. Like, how is that guy not? How is he freaking vice president with the black? You know, the first black president. I mean, it was just mind boggling to me. You put the most racist guy, state. He said some of the most racist statements, in my opinion, with the first black president.
They call them gaffes, is what they call them.
Yeah, it was gaffes. He would just put his foot mouth. But with that being said, I agree with you, Chris. I think that was probably the worst part of Obama's presidency was having that guy, you know, because of the gaffes that he brought with him. And now he's president. You know, he's my president. You know, whether I didn't vote for him or not, you know, I'm still an American. He's my president. I support my president. You know, I truly believe
you have to, or you can't stand up.
I have to literally support him up because he can't go upstairs. But you know what I'm talking about. You know,
you can make it in the basement though.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I have to truly believe he wants what I want, and that's what's best for my country and the world. Period. You know, so that's all I can fall on. So.
Yeah. Rob S has that comment. Yes. That is true.
Yeah, he did.
The Anwar Awlaki.
Yeah, he even bragged about it. But whatever, you know. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff is just crazy. How they're with Trump and everything like that. I mean, I think even Daniel admitted something the other day. He said he was somewhere covering like another indictment for Trump, and even Daniel was like, he's suspicious about this one.
When Mitt Romney comes out and says, who's been anti-Trump for how long, and says, "Man, you guys, come on," you know.
I think that just leave the ex-presidents, man. Just leave them alone.
Yeah.
You know, just you know what? Just do some photo ops, do some groundbreaking things, you know, that kind of stuff, and just move on. Even with the Biden stuff, everything that's coming up, and everything. Everybody talks about this and that. The dude, just. I don't think that Biden should be right. That's why I sent that poll to you guys and everything. I don't think Biden should be president. I don't know about Trump. I don't know about it, but all this stuff revolves around people that are they're so much older than the average person that they're making decisions that people that they're not going to be alive for.
Yeah, they won't be around. That's exactly right. That's what I was getting to earlier.
That was
it
Odie's
pisses me
point
off
earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, people that are older than shit making decisions about
And
stuff
so
like just like you're saying.
disconnected. They're so
Yeah,
disconnected.
Like Rob was saying,
absolutely.
That's not
people
gonna
that don't
affect-
understand.
And you know that's not going to affect Joe Biden. That whole
Nope.
thing on
He
your
ain't
mortgage
gonna
and
fucking
everything
remember
like that.
tomorrow what he decided today. We already established that he's gonna need cards, and he probably
Mm-hmm.
won't even remember how to read them. Okay, let's just call it what it is.
But 10
So-
or 15 years when this thing, say it stays around, which I think it's not, but if this thing stays around 10 or 15 years from now, people are going to be like, who did this? And they're going to be like, oh, that was when Biden was in office. And they're like, you know, he made this decision. He's not even here anymore.
Right.
So like,
Yeah,
I wish
yeah,
this
we're
young
just trying to-
people
It's not going to
would get
affect. It's not
smart.
going to affect him or anyone that donates money
Right.
to his campaign.
Right. And that's the part that bothers me about these decisions. It's like, how about we just go back to the Constitution and just do things that are based on like everybody's input? Do you really think 20 and 25, 30-year-olds are all for this mortgage stuff? They've been told their whole life to
If
have
they
good
got
credit?
shitty credit, maybe.
Well, but at the same time, even the people that have shitty credit, they're probably not wanting to be in a house anyway. They're like having financial problems anyway, so they want to get out of their houses. Oh, I'm going to save a little bit of money. Oh, okay, but I'm still wanting out of my house. The only people that are buying houses, legitimate people that are buying houses, are people that have decent credit because they've got their finances together and stuff like that, and they can
Good
afford
point.
their home.
It's a great
People
point.
that have bad credit, they don't want to get into houses because they got to fix their credit. They keep messing up or whatever, and they're not handling it right. They don't want to get into a 30-year mortgage and they get a foreclosure. They'll be like, okay, I'm gonna get my credit good and I'm gonna settle down or whatever. But that's the way I see it. I don't see people going into homes being like, my credit's really bad, let's go buy a home. You know, that's like the last thing they're saying.
super expensive, of course, to do that. You got to have just about damn near perfect credit. If not, you got to have a shitload of money to put down on a down payment. You know, and I think one of the things they should teach in school and high school is the cost of living, the cost of ownership of a home.
I was going to say, and on top of that, then
bring
you've
up
got all the
Plan B's
maintenance
comment.
and
This
everything
is
that comes with
exactly
it.
what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and read it out.
Yes, Plan B.
He says that there should be an age limitation for anyone running as the head of a country. It surprises me that we have such talented people in the world that generally we get people subpar. I guess money talks. And
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
right,
exactly
Plan B.
right.
Absolutely.
Couldn't have said it better.
And what I've been able to observe in my short time on here on this planet is this, especially as I've in the short amount of years that I've been involved in politics, or at least not involved, but been aware of it, is people that actually would do a damn good job are doing a damn good job raising their families, running a business, running a company, running whatever, running maybe that may not own the company, but they're managers. My point is this: is that these people are busy, running their lives. They don't have time to freaking get out there and try and get into politics because of just the environment that the politicians have created. You can't really. It's hard to balance that. I mean, even in today's economy, it's hard to be a one income home, right? But I agree with you. It's definitely those that would do a damn good job are doing a damn good job running their communities. And it, to me, in my opinion, it's the freaking it's the shit show salesman that gets in politics. The guy that couldn't run a business, couldn't run his life, couldn't run his marriage or be in a marriage or be in his community, be a good influence and be a good yeah. What's that? Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like Trump. No, but my point is, I guess, to sum it up, is the people that would do a damn good job are doing a damn good job running their own lives. Why in the hell would they want to get in politics? Because the moment you get into politics, I mean, I had a guy earlier today freaking calling me a fraud. And who the hell is that guy? I mean, what did I do to that guy? I'm just sitting here just telling you how I feel.
Web3.
He
Yeah,
knows
Web3 Incorporated.
the truth. He knows the truth.
Yeah, Web3 Incorporated. I'm a nobody, and this guy, I said something that struck a nerve with this guy, or woman, or poodle. I don't know what the hell he is, not poodles, but you know what I mean. But I don't know if he's a freaking, I don't know what he is. But the point is that he mustered up enough energy to come at me. So when you're a good person, you try to get into politics. If you do not fit in their particular, in my opinion, in their cookie cutter, if you don't fit the mold, we're going to take you down. So why would a man of good character, good integrity, no issues, has been able to separate drama from his life, and that's why he's successful? Why would he want to get into the swamp?
You had the closest thing in my lifetime to Trump, because of the fact that it was
businessman, not a career politician.
Right.
Yeah,
and he would have decisions.
Correct.
And if you look at old videos of him from decades ago, he's saying same thing.
Yeah.
You know, but he's saying, but the problem that people have is he's so polarizing, dude, that he'll say something that you could agree with. You'd be like, oh, wow, I really agree with that. And then he'll say, everybody's trying to get me, or, you know,
he's his own worst enemy.
You're like, what? God, what is... Why did you have to add that part? You know, and that's, I can understand it, but I understand what you're saying. And he was like that.
Oh, I love that 17.
Well, that makes sense, man.
Right.
That makes sense.
Right.
He wasn't insulting politely, and we all know Canadians are politely assholes. I'm just saying, bro.
You're probably right, 17. That's funny.
I have to jump in for a second. Guys, thank you so much for having me here.
No.
I actually have to bounce here in a few minutes because I got to head back to my operations base for the night.
Now, with what we talked about earlier, are you going to be able to pop in and show that?
Can I give them a play-by-play? Like, just tell
Oh,
them.
well, I don't want to. You don't need to end your. The stream has to be over for me to show it to you.
Well, of course, of course.
So I'm not going to ask you to end your.
You want to do it at another time, Odie? You would do it.
Yeah, because I mean, you guys are going strong. It's not like you had said you're going to wrap it up now. Keep going, keep going. And
when we get backstage, I can tell them what I saw. Is that all right? But they can wait.
No, they have to see it.
I want to see
it.
I
have to show it to them.
Yeah, I want to see it.
If you guys ask me anything, I'm just cutting away, man. I'm cutting away.
It needs to be it needs to be in context, and there's information I have to give you that makes it even better than
all right,
it
so
looks.
That's true.
So this guy right here, this guy is the guy that talks during movies as the movie's talking. I had to get him out of here, bro. You can't. I'm tired of that shit, man. You're not ruining my movie, bro.
And I invited Plan B, but he didn't answer me. And I sent it to you, Jason.
Welcome to jump on. I'd love to have Plan B jump on.
Well,
Yeah, bro.
I know that Jason doesn't usually like to jump in, so I sent him the link to join, and I said, you know, if you don't want to come on, you can let us know, and then we can just leave you backstage when you're ending the stream, and then we can just show it to you afterwards.
But yeah, in his
maybe
car or something.
Yeah, well, it's like what 1 o'clock,
In his
almost 1 o'clock in the
airplane,
afternoon
you know.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, sipping champagne.
He's googling the the moon landing.
The shrimp on the Barbie or something. But anyway, yeah, we'll find a time here in the next day or two, maybe perhaps, and then I can show it to you guys backstage. Absolutely.
I definitely want to see it, Odie. Man, I
Right
appreciate
on.
you being
Thanks
on.
for
All right, guys.
joining, brother.
Thanks for
Enjoy
having
your
me,
evening,
man.
brother.
Always appreciated.
Yes, sir.
Later.
That's a good dude right there, man.
Yeah, he's a good man. I love his
guy right there.
perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, man. He's good people.
Good people, man. Yeah, you know, being able to talk with him backstage. And that's one of the things, guys out there listening to this.
And he's
live.
a freaking ninja, dude.
He's a
you know what I
ninja,
mean?
bro. He's a real ninja.
You know, he's a
man.
professional martial artist, and
he's
Yeah.
only. I mean, he's a ninja on that show,
He's a
but he's
freaking
like a real
ninja,
ninja.
dude.
In
He's
real
a
life.
real
That's-
ninja, man.
that-
Like,
that's the point. I used to watch movies
Yeah.
in the 80s and 90s going, oh, shit, I wish I can do that. This guy's
Yeah.
doing it in his 50s.
yeah,
He's
he's
funny
former world
because,
champion too.
Yeah.
what am I doing with my life?
Do you know how much discipline
Love
it
it,
takes to dedicate that much of your life to something like he does? I mean, that's discipline right there. It takes
Well,
focus.
It's even more discipline because a lot of the stuff he does, he volunteers to
Yeah.
do it with younger
Yeah,
kids
man.
and like.
Yeah.
his
That's what I mean,
community
man.
stuff.
He's just a good dude all around, man.
Yeah.
Don't
He's a good
forget,
guy,
he's a
man.
former
Yeah.
world champion of martial arts too.
Yeah.
He is,
Yeah.
man.
We love you,
Yeah.
Odie. We love you,
He
brother.
doesn't mess around.
Yeah.
And that was our Odie commercial, guys. We hope you enjoyed it.
There we go. There's your buddy. There's your buddy.
I popped in the hood, and all I saw was fake integrity. Popped his trunk, and Ayo.
Lil Pew Pew.
Hey yo,
What's Ayo?
I don't
hey yo,
know.
what's up?
AYO.
don't know.
AYO.
I
Like
doubt
Ayo,
very,
what
I
was
doubt
that?
very seriously you popped in my hood, bro.
Or your
Yeah.
trunk.
Yeah, because
Popped
we already
in
know you
trunk.
don't carry at all, you know.
AYO.
Yeah,
I wonder what that means, really.
No,
AYO.
it's just like AO, like getting your attention. Like,
Oh.
whoa.
Oh, Ayo. Oh, Ayo.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ayo.
okay.
He's from the east side. Yeah, bro. We know you don't have any rights over there. It's all good, brother. Hey, look, man.
Hey.
Hey,
We don't. We don't.
Whoa.
yeah, no, sorry,
It
sorry.
sucks, man. Now you're right. You know,
Yeah, you gotta jump through hoops to get to.
I had to jump through so
to
many
be able-
hoops, dude.
It's crazy that you've got to literally jump through hoops.
And I
You
got every 2 years I have to renew my carry permit.
Bro.
Every 2
It's
years.
crazy that you've got to ask permission
Correct.
for the pursuit of happiness
Ain't that some shit?
and
Don't you have
and
smaller
freedom.
mags
And
too, right?
What's that?
You guys can carry only like a low count mag, right?
You can't have more than 10.
Oh man, that's
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I
because
do
criminals
anyway.
are only. Yeah.
You know, I do anyway.
I mean,
so.
not
the
not,
bad
not
guys
everyday
don't
carry
carry
advice.
some magazines, right?
Yeah.
Not in my everyday carry, wink wink, but
Wink,
yeah.
wink, yeah.
Yeah.
And the bad guys don't have those big old drums either, do they? The 100 rounds in them.
Yeah, because they're gonna limit their carry capacity, you know.
Well, actually, I heard that in your neck of the woods that criminals are only allowed to be released 10 people at a time. Like I think
Sure.
New York was releasing all the people from their jails around.
You must
COVID.
not know Baltimore too well,
Yeah.
man. We're letting criminals go left and right, man. They're not
Oh,
even locking
shit.
people up for misdemeanors and stuff in like Fells Point and Baltimore City. It's like they're just letting the minimum, you know, the minimal crimes.
Yeah, but surely
they're
they
just
respect the
letting
law.
that shit go, dude.
But surely they respect the law, and they know they can't buy guns,
And
so
then,
they know they're
and
not
then
going to buy
that breeds more crime. Then you get the people shot in their head in the middle of the day and robbed and like
But don't you guys-
carjacked. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous in
Aren't you guys
Baltimore,
in the
man.
states as a cashless bond or no bond?
Yeah. Then they got rid of bail bonds. They're just
Okay,
letting
yeah.
people out of jail.
So
I
what
mean,
you're saying is I shouldn't go up there with a
crazy
wife.
here, dude.
Like,
It's,
no.
yeah, it's crazy, dude. It is
Yeah,
crazy.
you know, Curtin, you just talk about that. Where I'm from, we don't travel any farther east.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, we
no,
don't.
no.
I was
I mean,
gonna tell you guys,
same year.
You're probably the reason why the East isn't evaded or invaded, by straight up criminals because they got to get through you guys. But that's crazy to just to know that it's that bad up there.
It is, man. Now the cool thing is that I do have Maryland's carry permit. I went. You can automatically get PAs. So if you own Maryland, you can go into PA and get theirs. And then you have reciprocity in like 14 other states. So
Well, Richard
that's
Hudson was
cool.
talking about that last.
That's
the other
cool.
night.
Do you honor Texas? Can I take mine up there? I have to look.
Well,
I'll look.
only in Maryland, only honors Maryland, just like New York. Only New York.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
I'll meet you at the border.
PA is
brother.
a different story. Yeah.
Yeah, where I'm at, I can drive.
I've been to
all-
PA many times, and I've been able to carry with my Texas. Yeah.
I can go all the way from where I live all the way to Texas and back and Florida.
That's how it
and
should
have
be.
no
You
problem.
should be able to travel all across the United States
Yeah.
and carry.
Castle law in Texas, baby. The castle law.
Yeah.
I was gonna tell you guys. I think in my state, I believe they are kind of waiving a lot of misdemeanors now. Like they won't stop you
That's
for
what they're
an
doing
out
here, too,
taillight or
man.
something
Yep.
like that anymore.
Yep.
They, like at all? Like they just kind of let you flag? They just kind of like continue?
Yeah. Do you know how many people like I have a stipulation with this because you're not supposed to drive with your high beams on and you're not really supposed to have any lights out. I've been at least 4 or 5 times a day. I can spot at least 2 or 3 of those things. Like I like getting behind someone that has no lights on at all, and I'm like, can someone stop this guy to like tell him like, hey, by the way, you're gonna cause an accident? Or the people who drive with their really bright LED lights on high beams all the time. I'm like, I'm getting blinded to shit.
Yeah.
But like no, like you can literally. I saw there's a whole list of it. I'd have to look it up, but there's a lot of misdemeanors now that you will not get stopped for.
Yeah, well, not only in cars and stuff, like they're not arresting people like
Well, it's like under $1,000, like stealing from Walmart. You won't get
yeah,
arrested
it's like
for now.
crazy stuff, man.
What?
Like, you got people in
Yeah.
like the bar area down in like a place called Fells Point in Baltimore, and like you got bums out there and people selling beer out of coolers and pissing on the street, and it's like they're just letting this shit happen. There's squeegee kids coming up and like robbing people in their cars when you stop at a red light. It's insane.
Yeah,
man.
I see that stuff. Like they're closing Walmarts and all that stuff in different places.
Insane, man.
That stuff will not fly where I live, man. They are like, we have good police. we have
That's how
good
it should
mayor,
be.
City council.
That's how it
It's
should
even-
be.
I wouldn't even say the
Even the
police.
local
You have a
businesses.
good community that will
Yeah.
basically go to the defense of the community.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that is what you call a well-regulated militia.
Yeah.
It starts locally. You
Yeah.
know, if you want to get into the Second Amendment, we won't, but I'm just saying because I'll go all night about that, and we've already been going 2.5 hours. But
Damn, really?
Yeah. At the end of the day, man, it's about what Chris is talking about. The community ain't gonna let that shit happen. The community is gonna join forces with the cops, and that shit's gonna stop.
Let me tell you, I'll tell you a little thing happening around where I live, right? So they come in here. Our community is pretty much individual rights, all that kind of stuff, hardcore. Whether it's liberal or conservative, it's individual rights. So a local community close to us, they wanted to ban abortions in their city. They wanted to ban them, and the community went nuts. They're like, "Why are you guys even getting involved in this?" There was no abortion clinics in this city, so I mean, it's like, why are you even stirring this up, man? This place went nuts, and there were average everyday people. You didn't have like crazies out there or anything like that. You know, like, oh, it's my choice, whatever. You had regular everyday people out there going, "This is stupid. This is dumb. We want the government out of this crap. We will decide this on our own," and all that stuff. And that's like the conservative individual rights that we have like around here. People, they'll stand up for anything at any given time.
Me personally, I lean more to the right. I fall kind of in the middle, but more to the right. My thing is, don't mess with my money and don't mess with my guns. Everything else, man, whatever. I mean, just leave people alone. Right, leave people alone to do what they want to do. You know what I mean? That's kind of where I'm at, man.
Hey, I'm gonna need to check out, guys. I was glad to be on, but I gotta get out.
All right, buddy.
All right, Peanut Butter, always a pleasure, man.
Yeah,
always
we're getting to wrap up here soon, man. We appreciate you, brother. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Yeah, man.
So Richmond says Pennsylvania is concealed renewal is 5 years, but it is an open carry state. So in order to carry conceal, you have to have a license to carry concealed.
Concealed.
But you could open carry. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense because the criminals are just lining up to get their license to carry.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy.
But again, I'm lucky enough to get PAs as well. So I got Maryland carry, I got PA carry, and PA gives you a couple other states as well. So
what is this guy about? He's been.
Yeah, I was wondering what
you're taking the L, man.
Taking the L. Hey, buddy, are you okay, Pete?
Yeah.
I mean, you want me to call somebody?
Have a spasm or something?
Yeah. Did you pass out on your keyboard or something, bro? What's going on, brother? Hopefully you're all right, man.
It's just healthy though.
Oh man, guys, we've been going 2.5 hours. And at the end of the day, I think the consensus is the moon landing is fake, unless somebody's got something to show me right now. That the moon landing was real. I just literally showed you at the very beginning of this episode of this show here that
the Joe Rogan video.
Not even the Joe Rogan. The very beginning.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It was two astronauts, modern, current day astronauts, stating that they could see stars and all kinds of space, with stars and planets, right? And then you had back in '69 when we had the first moon landing, right? Not even the technology that we have now. Think about this: the two astronauts said literally, "We can see it, just see it." And then in 69, they said, well, we needed the optics to see anything. And the one guy said, and the other astronaut says, well, I don't remember seeing anything. My point is they lied. They lied.
There's no consistency there.
There's no consistency. So if you lied about that at the very beginning, why that? Or let's say maybe okay, let's say so, at the end of the day, someone's lying. There is no, well, maybe they don't know what they're talking about. Bullshit. Both of them are paid astronauts, have been put up on a pedestal as heroes. We would actually look at astronauts that are lying about going to space. We would look to them as heroes, liars, but not our policemen, not our teachers, our fathers, our mothers. People that are our local politicians. People that are actually doing the right thing. Doing right and hopefully not fearing any men or women. But point is that they lied about that. What else are they lying about?
Everything.
And if you're okay with them lying, then you're okay with what happens to you tomorrow. I'm not okay with that.
Yeah, no. Their lies. They're lying to themselves in their bubble, is the way I see it. And when it trickles down, states' rights just like in my state, that it's the government can do a lot of things, and a lot of things are affected. But when you get to my state and my local community, it all stops there. The craziness stops because my individual rights where I live and most of the area where I live, that this shit doesn't fly. And I'll tell you right now, like these interest on loans and stuff like that, people will educate people on how to not be involved in that kind of garbage. There'll be secondary lending type systems. There'll be something that goes past this, and they won't have this because people don't like this stuff. Just same thing with crypto. You can be upset all you want. The government can be like, we need to regulate it, all that kind of stuff. Individual people are going to do crypto, and they can come up with whatever rule, and either they'll bypass it some way, or they'll stick to the rule, whatever, or the rule get changed. Bottom line, I mean, these guys live in their bubble, man. They think that all the politicians up there. They all think that they got it all worked out. They just go around in circles, back and forth. It depends on what party it is and everything like that. I mean, same thing in Texas. You guys really don't listen to the federal government there.
No, you guys are kind of your own. You got your own thing going on, which I like.
Well, I would say this, that in Texas, at least in the circles that I run in, yes, we want to be left alone at the end of the day.
There are some liberal parts of Texas. Correct?
Oh, hell yeah. In fact, there are a lot of liberal parts, and a lot of them are coming from the East, specifically coming from California. Their agenda, their goal, their motto.
That's the West, brother.
Yeah, the West. Yeah, the West. Yeah, right. They're literally trying to turn us blue.
Yeah.
They know if you can flip Texas, Florida is right behind the corner.
Well, in the 60s, Texas was deep blue, dude. Deep blue.
Yeah. Until people started realizing that the government just fucks shit up. People, the 60s. Oh my God. I mean, we could talk about civil rights and all these things, but the Great Society and all these things that LBJ. I mean, if you really look at history, and that's the problem with this is the problem I have with appealing to authority. The problem with education is it is controlled and funded and subsidized by the government that actually lies to you about going to space or going to the moon. Right. The same people that are lying about the moon are the same people controlling your education. They're the same people controlling your taxes, controlling how much you can make, how much taxes you can pay. The same people that determine what you make, how much interest you pay on your mortgage. They control everything. Think about that. If they lie about one thing, they're lying about everything. If you want to stay in that bubble, keep your ball. That's all I can say. Keep your ball.
People don't want that. People don't want that. That's what I don't understand is the average everyday person. You take most of these issues that come up before people, whether they're, modern day type thing, whether you're talking about transgenders or whether you're talking about, sports, you're talking about, most people are middle of the road on a lot of things. They're not like, they don't want the government involved too much, and they don't want people hurting each other. They want people to get along, but within reason. You know what I'm saying?
You need some law and order, obviously. Right. There's got to be some law and order, because without it, there's anarchy.
But the government comes in and they're like, "Oh my God, we got to get involved, and we got to make it so that
they get overly involved. They take it to the next level. They get a power trip almost, man.
Make a law for misgendering somebody or something like that, when it should be one of those things that's like, okay, I don't want to upset you or anything like that, and I accidentally misgender you. It'd be like me calling you the wrong name, is what I feel about it. And I wouldn't do it intentionally to hurt you. But do we really have to have the government involved?
I agree. I agree, man. 150%.
And those things are like, people are middle of the road. You don't want to hurt somebody's feelings intentionally.
And
you want to be a good person.
And if you were a dude that's now a chick or vice versa, and someone accidentally calls you the wrong thing and you get pissed off about it, that's a you problem, in my opinion.
But that's what goes back to my point. It's like they accidentally do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you're gonna get some people that just are stubborn, or and they don't, like me personally. And I don't really care what people do with their lives or what they do behind closed doors or even out in the open. I don't really care as long as it's not affecting me or mine, whatever. But you're going to have those people that are like, I don't buy that you're a woman because you've got an Adam's apple. So I'm not going to call you a woman. And you have people that are stuck on those convictions. You can't be mad at those people that they believe that and that's how they feel. You can't force people to change the way they think and feel. I'm sorry, you can't.
Well, it's a double-edged sword, though. You want them to validate your position, but you don't want to validate their position.
Very true. Very true.
It's one of those, you got to be,
I'm respectful of people, and I ask, I kind of command respect and demand it in return. So I'll respect you if you respect me.
Yeah, just being fair and honest.
Just be a good human being, man.
Right.
Like, in my opinion, that's what it comes down to. So
yeah, it's whether you're an asshole or not.
Treat people how you want to be treated. Kind of the golden rule.
The golden rule.
Yeah.
Treat people how you want to be treated, right?
Yeah, that's what I try to teach my kids, man. That's what I've always tried to teach my kids.
Well, there's like several things. That's very important, but it's also like what your rights are. You have the right to do anything that you want to do as long as you don't hurt other people.
Yep.
Wait, I thought you guys were teaching your children wrong.
Don't get me started, brother.
Are you really trying to do that, brother?
Yeah, don't get me started, man, because I had to text.
I watched that whole thing now.
I had to text Kryptonian earlier with an epiphany I had when I was driving.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
and I said, come to think of it, Prado kind of depends on a man because he's dependent on the guy that owns the place that he works for.
I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Love that movie, man. Tropic Thunder. That's a classic.
So this is who I try not to be. I'm a dude disguised as a dude playing another dude, and this is basically, this movie was so forward thinking because this is exactly what identity politics is today, and so people are confused as fuck. Like, what do I call you? What are you? Whatever. But
yeah, man.
I love this movie. If you can't laugh at yourself, guys.
He played such a great part in that movie too, man. Robert Downey Jr. Well.
And what I love about him and Ben Stiller is they double down. They are not apologizing for their art. They are comedians. They are actors,
and they shouldn't.
Yeah, 100%, man.
And they
100%.
shouldn't, man.
Jack Black, man.
Yeah, and ever since I was little, man, I've always watched like Eddie Murphy. Like even when I shouldn't have, when I was real young, I was watching Eddie Murphy and stuff like that. The one thing that was always off limits were comedians, man. They could talk about any and everything. And even nowadays, you got people giving comedians shit for what they're saying. And to me, that's when I know we've gone crazy.
Well, you have a few comedians that have gone like with that. What's the redheaded lady? When she held up Trump's.
I know who you're talking about.
It's
what's
like
her name? Kathy Griffin. Yeah, Kathy Griffin.
So those are. Okay, comedians, and everything like that. But that's when things like that start.
I meant with their jokes and stuff, not necessarily, with their jokes. That
wasn't a joke. That was
a political statement.
People see that, and that's why it starts going. Oh, well, she's a comedian, so they didn't like that, and then it's like. Now let's look at comedians and like everything that comedians said.
It's a good
Didn't
point.
somebody get like canceled because something they said like years ago? Like
it was Louis C.K. I think he got canceled. Louis C.K. I think he got canceled. I can't remember what he said.
She got canceled, and then she got re-energized and was back on the scene again and did it again. But Kathy Griffin, in a sense, So I understand the freedom of speech, 100%. I'm not going to say no one should be able to do what she did because that would be a complete opposite of what I believe. First Amendment, and it's not about what you say, right? It's about when you say it. Okay. In that moment of Trump's actual presidency, there were people that at the end of the day would want to see that guy hurt because of his politics or they hate the guy. So inciting any sort of violence is one, not that she was inciting violence, but we understand there are crazies out there, and I'm not saying you can't have an opinion or say certain things because she did that. I was like, well, shit, she's got some balls to do that. It's pretty funny, that she would even do that shit. But it's not that she did. I don't think she did it to be funny. She did it.
No, she did it to make a statement.
Yeah. That's the
It wasn't
difference.
like it wasn't like part of her stand-up act, but what Chris is
Right,
saying
right.
is because she did that, now people are looking what
Oh,
comedians
yeah,
are
it's like-
saying.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I
Chris.
mean?
Yeah,
Yeah. And I think that's a great point. Yeah.
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 All right, guys.
Oh wise Chris.
Yeah, he's gonna come. He's gonna put me backstage and Kryptonian. That wasn't the script, bro. What are you doing, man? But at the beginning, guys, I guess our whole, at least my objective was to talk about belief versus knowing. Belief is the enemy of knowing. What does that really have to do with everything that we talked about? When we talk about do your own research, we don't mean just in crypto. We mean in everything in life. Don't just because someone has a title by their name, someone claims to be this and that, as Prada would say, this, that, and the third. You know, just because someone actually, you know, they're put on television and they've got they got subscribers and viewers. They're a politician, they're president. It doesn't matter. There is so much information out there. You have the ability to do your own research. My suggestion is you do it in everything in life. And life is freaking hard, man. But it does get easier when you take a little bit of responsibility. The punches to the gut don't hurt as much. You actually tend to learn from them at the end of the day. So belief is the enemy of knowing, guys. And so this whole process was to just, I guess this whole live to me was to, yes, the
I
moon
had
landing.
4 on the over. I win.
You had 4 on the over?
Yeah. You said belief is the enemy of knowing 5 times.
I'm out of freaking whiskey,
I
man.
won.
Belief is the enemy of knowing. Never take my word for it, guys. Go do your own research.
Let's see if there's any hockey on right now. I can
Yeah.
see if I can bet on. Feeling lucky.
You know, and you guys know it's not that I don't. I think people come at me with, well, Kryptonian doesn't believe anything. He doesn't trust anyone. Well, damn right I don't. I don't trust anyone that tells me I should just listen. I should just believe them. Well, I want to know why I should believe you, and then I'm going to look into it. It's my prerogative.
Never trust a guy that says, "Hey, trust me."
Hey, trust me, guys.
Hey, trust me.
And what I've been able to kind of come to the conclusion, at least in the last few years, 4 years, 3 years, is that I don't trust the government. I'm sorry, and I know I'm not the only one. I don't trust the scientists. I don't trust the government, and I sure as hell don't trust NASA. I showed you guys in the video at the beginning of the show. They lied in '69, and they're lying in 2018 and beyond. Why trust? This is why I don't trust them. And these are the guys that are these are the guys. These are the same people, NASA specifically, that are telling you that there's nothing else out there, guys. We're on a rock spinning, hurling through space, or whatever it is. That, you know, we need to trust everything they're giving us. Well, at the end of the day, if I watch what they tell me on the daily, for years I have begun to lose hope. Well, shit, I don't know anything. I need to trust these guys. And once I realize they're lying to me, why are they lying to me? So at the end of the day, me basically unplugging from the matrix. I'm going to tell you right now, life is completely different for me. My perspective is completely different. I now have hope in humanity and my fellow man because of me unplugging from the matrix. And you will too if you do the same. And whatever that means to you, you know. But NASA lied, and I'll leave it right there. There you go, guys. I'm done.
I mean, that was a
The
good
whiskey
little
has
rant,
run
man. I think you said a lot of good stuff there, man. And
cool, man. Appreciate
things that people should take to heart. Yeah, don't just take people's word for it, especially just because they're in a position of power, just because they're a celebrity or a movie star, an influencer, or this, that, the other. I mean, influencers are there, and they're called influencers because they influence. They try to sell you shit. You know, that's why brands pay them. It's not because they actually use the shit that they're selling you. You know, same things with the politicians, man. They're not affected by the laws and shit that they're passing upon us. They're not the ones that are going to be affected by this mortgage shit coming up.
No, man, their houses are paid off. Their multiple houses are probably paid off. Yeah,
they're in a whole different level. You know, the ones with power are just that, man, trying to keep their thumb on us.
Yeah, Chris said it earlier that you know they control I mean, you think they're going to end term limits?
Yeah,
hell no, man.
They're giving themselves raises and shit.
Chris, how long have you been here about term limits, man? in your tenure here on this planet? How long have you been hearing about term limits? Term limits.
The guys that have to vote on it they're not going to they're not going to get rid of their own term limits. It's just not
every election cycle. I mean, it's the same thing. It's term limits. It's we need to build our infrastructure. We need to secure our border. We need to start taking care of the veterans and homeless and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And they say the same things, and then they get elected, and you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Hey, Rob S., I remember that actually in 2016. I remember that this guy made a meme making fun of supporters, and he went to jail. I remember that.
Election interference.
Yeah. And then and I remember her calling me a deplorable. I remember having her having a server in her freaking apartment, in a restroom or something.
As a veteran, I could never have voted for her.
Yeah.
Hey, Kryptonian.
So, guys, I'm talking about Hillary Clinton, and I promise you, I did not commit suicide. I promise you. Okay.
I have an exact date of when the first filed term limits were actually introduced.
What's that?
What year?
1947.
Chris, how old are you? Like 20?
By West Virginia.
No, I was in my 50s back then.
But wow, by West Virginia Senator.
Damn,
47. Yeah, George Washington understood term limits.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why basically the president's term limits have stayed pretty consistent.
Yeah,
man.
Well, no, I guess they weren't. That was like that they weren't consistent until FDR. That's when he was running for his third term there. When he did his third term, they were like, "Well, we gotta stop this. We can't do that shit."
Was he a Democrat or Republican?
He was a Democrat. The great
Democrat.
Yeah.
This guy's got to go. Prado says I got to shut you down, bro. Sorry. I'm joking. Yeah, but I remember that. I mean, I remember reading about it. I wasn't there.
You sure?
I wasn't even floating in my dad. The back. You know what I'm saying? I went in the sparkle with my dad.
Wasn't even alive.
My dad was born in 45. Which means that you'd probably be as old enough to be his father. So that would put you at. I'm just kidding.
My dad was born in 45 too.
Oh, really? Oh, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Man, your dad 45. My dad had me.
My dad was also in prison when I was born. So.
Okay. You just made it very awkward.
Hey, mine's in prison right now. Mine's in prison right now, as a matter of fact.
This went south real fast, guys.
Yeah.
We can stop talking.
Look what you did.
The Great Society is that FDR stuff.
Yeah, the Great Society is FDR stuff. I remember that. Yeah. My dad actually told me about that when I was probably in my 30s. When he finally, my dad suffers from PTSD, right? He was in Vietnam War, so he saw a lot of things that have affected him over there. He was functional, he had a job, career, and all that stuff.
Oh, hey, before you go any farther, you talked about this before. When you get a chance, tell me your dad's name and everything like that, if you can, because me and the guys at the Legion and stuff like that in the VFW, we always drank just somebody or something and everything.
Oh, man.
I ran across that the other day. You were talking about it, and I was over at the...
That was a good story, too, by the way.
We'll do, man. I'll share it backstage, man. I appreciate that, Chris. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. That's why I love you, man. I mean, you're badass, dude. I love that. So my dad's the one that actually told me about the Great Society, about LBJ. And LBJ said this, that we will have the black vote for 100 years if we get this passed. And they've had the black vote and blacks.
He wasn't bullshitting.
Yeah, and he wasn't bullshitting. And blacks have, if you look at the family unit has been utterly destroyed, dismantled, and the next is the Hispanics. There will be something they will try to do for the Hispanics because we're the next in line.
I kind of disagree with that because, man, Hispanics are like family. The mom.
Yeah,
is like,
I would say this.
That's gonna be tough, man.
But think about the black community in the 60s, man. If you had some government like basically saying that they would take care of this and take care of that, let me tell you something. None of us here would be like, no, I won't accept that. They'd be like, heck yeah. I mean, they had a higher 2-parent family home. The black community had higher 2-parent family home than the white community in the 60s. They're like 81% or 80%.
Very
and the white community was
conservative
76.
values.
Yeah.
Conservative values. I mean, they fear, you know, they were God loving, family loving. I mean, the man went to work, you know, and supported the family and the mom. I know Prado wants to hear this, but point is that at that time the economy sustained that. It will not now, unfortunately.
But the mom was the glue that held
Yes, the mom was
everybody
the glue.
together.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand what Prado is saying.
I do, man.
Me too.
But in the 60s and stuff like that, they
What's
were.
up, Prado?
You said his name. You said his
Yeah.
name.
I knew he was listening. I know.
His ears were
I
burning, man.
I already know his plot.
Prado. Oh, he appears.
Weird how that works.
Say it
he's
3
about
times
to
and he
I
pops
understand
up.
what he was saying and getting at over there, but that's what I'm saying. In the black community in the 60s, the mom was like in charge, man, and they did these things, and it was like the government. They're like, hey, whether they intentionally tried to do it or not. I mean, I think it was intentional. but-
I'm going to say it's intentional. I know you can't
think it
because
was
of you'll
intentional.
lose your clearance, but I'm going to say it was intentional.
yeah, I can't.
I think
yeah,
it was intentional.
Yeah, I can't say I'm going on record right now that I do not I disavow all this conversation. But you don't know for sure and everything like that. But you know, they come in and start. We need to fix this. You know, we need to fix the black community is 80% two parent family. The government's like, we got to come in and fix it. It's like, stop. You know, but I wouldn't blame it if they came in and they were like, hey, look at all the things we can do for you. I'd be like, oh, okay. But
yeah, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, you know, if you think about it, they're like the government comes in, inflation and all these things, the economy starts to tank. People, you know, men that had jobs, women that had jobs, whatever. Now there's no jobs. Well, there was no social welfare back then. So don't worry about it. We got you. We're going to give you a place to live. We're going to give you some cheese, government cheese, and some bologna and all that other bullshit, government bread. You'll be great. And then you get them hooked, and the rest is history, man. Now, and then, you know, they've already done their damage, and people think the government is here to help them. You know, and, you know what I say, guys. I'm here. I'm the government, and I'm here to help. That's when you run the other fucking way, man.
Yeah, they got dick fingers. Anything they touch, man, goes
yeah.
to shit.
But you know what? That I truly believe, clearance aside or not, a lot of these programs, I know I've seen them and everything. They start out with good intentions, but so many people start getting their hands into it, and they turn into a shit show.
Yep.
I mean, you can look at so many different programs that like. The author, the good congressman or a good president or a good senator.
So the intention was there. The good intentions.
Like, hey, we
were
need
there.
to fix this problem, and all of a sudden everybody's like, you know, they turn into these omnibus bills, man. That's like we need to build a bridge for, you know, you know, take care of dolphins, and you know, it's like, wait a minute, I thought we were voting on whether we should keep the government running. It's like. Oh yeah, that too. Plus,
and then what happens is everybody gets in there and we can make some money off of this and give the contract to my buddy over here, and I'll get a kickback over there, and everybody starts getting their hands in the middle of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
A bill should only be about 2 or 3 pages, right? That's it.
Not 1,000.
No. Well, that's what you're used to now, your age, you millennial. But this is what they're giving us now. They say we need to be able to save the children, but it's in here somewhere, right?
And then
page 152, but we got to get through the other stuff first. I'll never forget when Pelosi came out and says, "Well,
they're funding a study to watch turtles have sex." You know, you're like, what? What the hell are you doing?
True story, bro.
That was oddly specific, Chris.
Yeah, you read them. I mean, I'm telling you, you're like,
I'm still waiting on the freaking footage.
Right.
The mating habits of like an owl. You're like. Why? What
okay, Safe Moon.
All right.
That was a Safe Moon thing. No, Safe Moon, they don't even get me started.
And yes, Crypto Wolf, you are correct, man. Chris Cruz is a very knowledgeable guy. We are lucky to have him here.
Yeah, we are. Man.
No doubt.
Yeah, he only costs us about 800 BUSD every month, but that's about it.
Right. We pay him to make us look good, you know.
Yeah.
Bring some actual knowledge to the stream. You know?
He's actually an actor. If you actually look at some of the reverse mortgages commercials, you'll see him on late night television.
That was a good one.
That was
a
good.
good one.
You know
Everybody
what?
knows that.
That was a good
Compliment,
I
like, what's
actually
the
have
mortgage?
no idea what you guys are talking about.
Shit. Knocking my damn microphone.
You know what's sad, man, is I used to watch like all these old school shows, like TV shows that my dad made me watch when I was a kid, like Andy Griffith, I Love Lucy, all these old from the 60s. And
I used to watch them, bro.
Yeah, I grew up watching that stuff, Nick at Night and all those things. And then as I've gotten older, you know, before I could afford cable, I would see all these cable guys. If you don't know what cable is, it's basically a way to circumvent commercials, right? So most of the commercials are all those actors that I remember growing up watching in the 80s and 90s. Now they're all trying to sell me gold in a mortgage, you know. It's like, what the hell? I thought you made all this money being an actor. Now you're selling mortgages? What the hell happened, bro? Bad choices is all I'm saying. Hey, but everybody's got to work, right? But I equate those to the same ones that, you know, that have to earn their 70s that have to work. I just think they didn't make the right choices, right?
Dude,
or the economy just didn't, you know.
You're watching those shows on Nick at Night. I watched them live.
There you go.
Studio audience. So when they would say live, filmed them before a finished studio audience. You were there.
Man, this is how ridiculous it is. I remember when Andy Griffith was like, you had to wait a week to watch the next episode. Like, it was like,
bro, I love
really
Andy
run
Griffith
it.
show, dude.
Like,
I'm just gonna full transparency, okay? I was raised by Andy Griffith, man. You know, straight up. I'm gonna tell you why. Because my dad suffering with PTSD, he was a single father who raised me. You know, there was very, very few conversations with my dad. He provided for me. I mean, he made sure that I had room and board and education, all that stuff. But communication was, man don't work, man don't eat. A lot of the shit that I say was from him.
Oh yeah.
You know, he would just throw shit at me, and it was gold. I just ate it up, and now I understand it. But honestly, I grew up watching Andy Griffith, and I remember him having some sort of. If you guys know what that is, it's the sheriff of Mayberry. Look it up, man. It's awesome shit. And Barney, man, I love that. I love that
Barney
shit.
Fife.
Barney Fife, man. You know, bullet in his pocket. You know, point is that I mean, a lot of this. I mean, that stuff back then. I mean, I apply it now today. Just the moral teachings and just the moral examples that he gave. And he wasn't like preachy. It was like basically, hey, this is life. This is how it is. Yeah. I literally learned a lot of what I know now from those types of shows.
Isn't it funny, those shows? And now you got reality TV with a bunch of thoughts twerking and you know, trying to bang all the dudes on the show. And like,
yeah.
What the hell is this, man? Like, this is like entertainment. Yeah.
Like, you know, I remember Three Men and a Lady with Martin Sheen, right?
Yeah, man. My, how we've digressed.
Yeah, that guy made millions doing that show. You know, he's sitting there just sleeping with everybody, and then the guy comes out with Tiger Blood months later. What the fuck's going on? If you guys remember that shit, Google Tiger Blood.
Yeah.
But
funny.
I like what Barry
Charlie
said.
Sheen.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, Martin Sheen.
Oh,
Was,
yeah, Martin was his pops.
Yeah. I like Martin Sheen though. But Chris watched Dick Van Dyke. Man, I love that show. Dick Van Dyke was funny as hell, man.
That is before my time. I'm just gonna say that.
I had a big crush on Mary Tyler Moore. I'm just gonna say when she was actually married, when she was married to Dick Van Dyke, and that, I mean, I'm just saying, guys. Saying
awesome.
to me, that's what I was like. You know, I wanted my wife to be funny, beautiful, and you know, and the glue, as Chris mentioned, that kept the family together. And I have found that. You know, because I've seen examples of it. I believe sexuality and the way to raise your family and to be a part of a family is you have to be taught that. It's not something we're born with.
Right.
You know,
I agree with you, man. 150%.
It's all culture, right?
Yeah.
It's all culture.
Yeah,
so
150%.
What you put in your head is what comes out of your heart.
Before this live, I was rubbing my wife's feet on the couch.
All right.
That's
Now,
what
you
I was
guys complain about me going too far and everything.
Hey, man, I take care of my lady, man. I'm telling
Compliments
you.
like,
She's
what do
the
you mean
damn
rub?
glue. Hey, man, I give my wife a foot rub all the time, dude.
Well, I'm going to go rub my wife's
center screen.
Brother, I got to date in 15 minutes, brother, with my wife. So
there you go. There you go. For her, for the last holiday we had come up here for our anniversary, I got her a massage table, man.
Oh, bro!
Happy
anniversary, bro!
Man, there you go.
My anniversary is actually coming up here in a couple of weeks, man. And I'll
Mine was in March 11th, man.
Oh, well, congratulations, brother.
12 years, brother. 12 years.
Happy
Still keeping it fresh.
Mine will be on the 7th. On the 7th. You heard it here, babe. I didn't forget. Okay. I give her shit all the time. I always got to call the wrong dates out. Yeah, our anniversary is on the 8th.
You need to be honest with her. NR reminded you in the private chat to say that.
Nah, man, you got to take care of your lady.
Chris,
man.
if you have one more outburst like that, brother.
Hey, Chris, if you tell the truth again, you're gone.
Yeah, you keep calling me out, bro. I hate that shit. Are you Web3? Are you freaking Web3? You don't look Canadian.
Nah, that was freedom, man. That was freedom.
That's freedom. That's definitely freedom, bro. Yeah. I mean, Web3. Come on, bro. Web3 Incorporated worldwide. I'm not making fun of you, Prado. But what's that? You guys remember Step Brothers? That movie?
Oh yeah. That's one of my favorite movies.
Hell
dude.
yeah. Oh,
Prestige worldwide.
Prestige worldwide. Web3 Incorporated.
Boats and hoes.
Yeah. I'm gonna start
I
calling
like
you
Daniel's thing worldwide. I think that I think that's really cool. He was talking about the other day, naming it something.
It is. At the end of the day, it is
man,
cool.
He's got people watching him from like Kenya and stuff, man.
You know,
Like,
he
that's
actually
shit.
and that's one thing about him. His personality is he thinks world, man, and I can respect that. You know
Well, he
what I
even
mean?
brings it up at the beginning. He's like, good day to everybody around the world.
Around the world.
I mean,
I remember watching his show at the very beginning, and he was like, "Man, I got people from before he did the rundown." You know, it used to be all about the lowdown. Now it's all about the damn rundown. But whatever, Prado, whatever, man.
Whatever. Keep coming up with these ideas.
Yeah. But I remember him saying that we've got people watching from Dubai or from from Britain. You know, that was cool. That was actually pretty cool, man.
Daniel's an entertaining guy, man. He's an entertaining guy.
He is, man. He is.
Yeah.
What's up, Con?
Barry has made a breakthrough.
Oh shit.
What's up?
Layer -1 blockchain.
Oh my God. Where you pay them to take your money or something?
No. Okay, guys. Full transparency. A layer -1 is basically just an idea of a blockchain.
Right.
It's an idea.
Right.
But you pay them to have the idea.
Yeah. It's an idea. You basically someone buys the idea from you, right? They buy the idea from you.
You never launch it.
But then
You just keep
ultimately
selling
becomes
it.
a zero. You don't get any sort of royalties, but it was your idea.
You sell it. You sell it. You buy it. You sell it to somebody else. They buy it from you. They sell it. And it never launches. It just keeps getting sold around.
Yeah, it just keeps getting sold. And, and actually a layer -0 or -1 is actually it's the foundation of all zeros.
Prado said the lowdown.
The lowdown.
The down low.
Yeah. The lowdown. The down low. Yeah. Yeah. I remember when he first. I mean, obviously he does the rundown now, where he's going through all. I don't know how he does that shit. That's just
and honestly, that is. I mean,
crazy.
He's brilliant because people love hearing their name, right? That's a proven fact that people love to hear their name.
He's got
not only hearing their name, but being acknowledged that, hey man, I see you. I see you.
Correct.
I see you, and I appreciate
Daniel's an intelligent guy, man. He knows that.
Yeah,
and he knows when he
that's not
takes
what you
his
were saying
viewers.
earlier. What the heck?
All in all, man, I love me some Daniel. We may not see eye to eye on
He
everything.
says people's names in that rundown.
man.
He's like, "Oh my God, they were."
He makes people feel special, right?
Oh, I love how, but he actually gave me a shout out today.
Yeah, man.
It was by mistake.
I remember that shit, bro. You think I forget that shit? I got you, bro. I'm just messing with you. That was funny. That was funny, brother.
I'll have to go watch that. I missed that.
Only he can get with that shit. Only your product can get with that shit, making fun of me. But Web3, you cut that shit out, bro.
Yeah, that ain't funny, man.
That ain't funny, man.
That's funny.
Yeah. Jason's another one. I don't know if I've ever seen him on a live, but man, he is active.
He jumped on a
everywhere.
live one time with us.
Did he?
Didn't he?
Yeah.
I don't remember. But
Maybe just his
on,
voice or something. I can't remember, man.
I'm serious. He's like everywhere. Every time I go on Twitter,
the dude is he's on Twitter. He's everywhere, man. You're right.
Comments on their videos and stuff, and you're just like, man.
Yep.
Yeah,
we appreciate everybody. Here's the thing, Biz. We have this running bet how long we can hold Biz on. Because Biz, we know you got to go to sleep, but we're trying to keep you on long enough to jump on the next live.
The crazy thing is Daniel will go live for like 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours. Then Greek will go back to back. Like it's like 8-hour block of live, and Biz is just there supporting, doing his thing, man.
Which is my point, bro. He's not real. He's a bot. No one can be on every damn live in a 24-hour time frame.
He even said, "I'm here." Look. He said, "I'm here." Look. There you go.
I know, brother. I know you're always
Dude, because you think about it,
real quick. I'm here.
bro.
You
Basically,
got
you have
the
someone go
backbone,
live at
man.
9, and then you have someone goes live at 12, and someone goes live at 3, someone goes live at 6, someone goes live at 9. So then you basically only have like an 8 or 9 hour period out of every day that doesn't have somebody. So
He's everywhere.
basically, like 12 to 13 hours out of a day you have. Actually, no, it'd be
Right.
14
My dude is
hours out of the day
everywhere,
that
man.
basically have live.
That's
not
crazy.
even counting videos that the Greek puts out in the
Right.
meantime that
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
put out.
Yep.
Yeah, all the
Oh my
commercials that
goodness.
Pride puts out, you know.
Dude, it's crazy.
And here's Spritz.
Yes. Speaking of Pride,
Right.
speaking of paid advertisements, you know,
Bot
I will
entertainment.
pay Pride if you when you watch this. I know you're asleep right now, bro, because Chili's opens up at 10 a.m. tomorrow, so you're sleeping
Bot
for that one.
entertainment.
Yeah,
Bot
Yeah,
bro,
you
send me a
can't
video
get
of
on
that play,
Pride,
man.
And there you
can't
go.
get on
Biz explains it, man. There you
Bot
go.
entertainment.
That's funny.
This is the entertainment. It is, man. It is. And we hope we were bringing you guys some. Hopefully, at the end of the day, we hope we make you guys laugh, give you something to think about, right? But most importantly, give you something to really think about. Like, am I really looking into what I need to be looking into? Am I in the right crypto project? Is this the right team? You know, if it is, if it isn't, why is it not? I mean, really do your own research, guys. And that doesn't mean you got to have it all figured out by yourself, but it does hopefully open up your mind to find a community that you can vibe with, because you will find somebody in there that is willing to help you. You know, we've all made friends here, man. We've been talking for the last 3 hours now, guys, but I've met these guys over the last year, and I couldn't imagine myself being anywhere else. I love this stuff. I love the community, and most importantly, man, I love crypto. And if it wasn't for crypto, we wouldn't be doing this. So, guys, we've been going 3 hours. Any last words for those that have been hanging on? And we appreciate you guys hanging on.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, really, my biggest thing is always, you know, time is the most important thing that we have, and we appreciate you guys spending it here with us. You know, it's all I got. Really, keep an eye out for Property Flex. We got some good stuff coming up. Discord's going to be out soon.
Yes.
Website will be up, even if it's just a coming soon page for a little bit while we're working on the back end, but we'll at least have a coming soon page.
Yeah,
we're going to have the Discord ready to go. We're going to have the logo figured out. It'll be on the website landing page. Yeah, so good stuff coming there. Keep an eye out for testnet coming for Prism. Obviously, we know what's going on with Vulcan. Hopefully, we got Gamma in 2 weeks. So a lot of good stuff happening, guys. A lot of good stuff happening. Got Fowler over there with Gods of Gaming. That's another good one. He's got some stuff he's working on. You know, I'm in there with him as well. So yeah, guys, a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. And I don't know, did you guys see the Prisma Finance video from Greek? Not a whole lot of people tuned into that one.
Mm-hmm.
I like what they had to say, man. If you haven't checked it out, go back and watch the Prisma Finance video
Saturday
with
night?
Greek. It was a good one. It was definitely a good one.
Saturday.
Yeah, and the I think the thumbnail just says like talk with Greek or some shit like that, but he actually has Barry behaved himself the whole show, and he was on there with the guy from Prisma. It was good, man.
Really, he did.
So it was a good one.
Yeah. Look at his last comment. Well, look at the second to the last.
Yeah. That one.
Well, the one before that, it's like, I'm coming out with a new Drake. It's up there.
There you go.
It's gonna be called Gender Fluid.
Man, you always know how to piss people off, brother. I love you, Barry.
telling you, Barry.
Yeah, but no, that was a good video. But yeah, guys, thanks for spending your time here with us. We know it's the most valuable thing that you have.
Yep. What you got, Con?
Nice to be a part of live with you guys. And just talking, shooting the shit. It's just it's fun to bounce ideas. It's a change of pace from time to time to join you guys from doing my TA.
Yeah, we're trying to
which
keep
we
it light
appreciate,
here.
man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We're not trying to
Really
get we're not getting too technical here at all. We'll talk about everything, right? Even though I'm right, never, except about the moon landing. I appreciate you joining, brother.
You're always right, Crypto.
But when you
In
say
his-
it
in
like
his own
that, I
mind.
don't believe. Even when you say it like that, I don't believe it. So I don't like the way that
Right.
makes me feel.
You're always right. Just like Daniel's right. Everybody's right.
Are we gonna go there?
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm telling you, you're right. But Sunday night, Gonna do another live, so 6 p.m. Talk about different things and see what's going on in the world. I think Sunday night's good because people can chill a little bit and relax before
Sunday
they
night's
really
a good one. Yeah. Check out anything crypto news anything crypto.news, guys. Anything crypto.news.
Now I'm not I don't go to the website that much, but I watch your videos a lot. That one on Pepe today was pretty good. I like that.
Ooh, we got that. Oh, the good plug. The mobile app may be coming out very soon.
Now that will be valuable to me. I will like that a lot.
What do you think about Pepe?
I
Pepe
hear that.
there,
I
huh?
heard that the second to final version may be in my presence this week.
Nice.
Is there a demo for us Apple guys that we can?
Well, I got his thing on my his link on my YouTube video, so I should get a demo first. Yeah,
I mean
it's only
that's
fair.
true, but
It's only fair.
I'm the only iPhone guy here on the panel. Is what I'm saying. You know,
It doesn't matter.
I got an iPhone, man. What you talking about?
Wait, do all of you have iPhones?
yeah, all of us except you. That's the point. What's the problem?
I actually
Well,
have
I can
both.
actually test my product before I use it.
I have iPhone and Android.
Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. That's a bait. That's bait. But what are we talking about? Go ahead. What
Dude, Apple is so much more of a B word to put shit on, bro.
Oh yeah,
a B word?
A bitch.
Oh. Do you really want to go down that road, brother? All right.
Okay.
About the
Oh my
differences between
God.
Apple.
Here we
We're not. Tune in tomorrow
No
for
security
Android versus
good.
Apple. Yeah, I mean,
now you got a conspiracy theory for like this. Now is that what we're doing?
no, it's not conspiracy. It's actually called. I think.
It's all the
Conference-
cell phone companies.
I think Conference said it earlier. Maybe you did, but you said quality over quantity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna be like they're really aliens.
They go through a similar process, but Apple is just a lot more strict with what they allow.
Yeah, like they don't allow like hacks, stuff like that, or
I guess that's what you get when you have more open source.
viruses. Yeah, open source. Or I love open source, but not for devices that hold my financial information,
Personal
information.
yeah.
There's a difference, man. There's a difference. But
Well,
hey,
expensive. They've gotten okay. You got to think about this. So they've gotten a hell of a lot better from when they first came out, with their security certificates and everything like that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I love Droid because of the deployment aspect. I can get an app developed, deployed. I would say a lot quicker than obviously Apple. I agree with that, but I have a lot more issues. Obviously, I'm an IT guy, so I support mobile devices, tablet droids, and Apple devices, and I have more issues with Droid, more exploits relative to with droids over Apple. And it's not. And let me be clear. It's not the Android operating system that's the issue. It's the apps that are allowed on the Google Play Store that are the issue. I can make an app called Kryptonian that's legit, okay, on the Google Play Store. And Web3 doesn't like me, so he's going to create one called Kryptonian as well. Google is going to allow that app to be deployed without question. My subscribers, if I had any, would download the wrong one and get gypped. Apple, they don't do that.
Oh, so it's Google.
It's Google, bro.
Yeah, so I wouldn't necessarily
Those
say
bastards.
it's Android itself. It's Google.
I would say it's the process. Yeah, well, Google, obviously Google is, you got to look at it's a monetary issue. It's a licensing. So
I heard they're trying to push themselves away from Google. I don't know
Apple.
if you've
They've been doing that for a while. How did we get on Android versus that? Boy, that's pretty smart what you did there. I like what you did there.
Because he was talking about his app coming out.
He's going down the
Well,
rabbit hole.
long story short, I'm going to be trying to put it on Apple as fast as I can. So basically, once it's approved and good and launched well on the Play Store, then it will be submitted to Apple, and hopefully nothing comes back because, like I said, they're a little more. They have a lot more scrutiny when it comes to security.
No, it's just not really on the security. It's on the code.
Yeah.
Code.
Which we know who's doing the code for it, so
Yeah,
I would assume he's
I know,
doing
I'm
pretty
just joking.
well.
No, you're right. It is a longer process, and it's obviously bureaucratic. It's just the politics of it all. But at the end of the day, it's the is the juice worth the squeeze? And I'm an Apple
Mr.
guy.
Cook's just gonna want his share of the pie. That's all it is, right?
That's what it is, man. That's what it is, man. So Rob S says he needs Vulcan to launch so that Conferment can buy an Apple iPhone.
Dude, I have every opportunity to buy an iPhone. I mean, I made my fiance switch from an iPhone to an Android.
All right, enough of this guy. This guy's got to go right.
Kick him off.
Nah,
Dude,
I'll never kick him off, Chris, because you know what? He doesn't kick me off. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'll give it to you.
I'm gonna laugh forever. I'm gonna be like, oh my god,
I used iPhones up till the iPhone 5S, and I am using a Mac for music. So I have a spot for it, but I just prefer it for my everyday use of what I do. Android just works better.
You're right. I mean, Apple's trying to be all to everybody, and it can't. You know that it has its strengths. I agree with you. I use it for music. You know, not as exclusively as you do, but for me, what I do I manage Microsoft environments and Linux professionally, right? So I use a Mac professionally, just because of it doesn't really, there's no guarantee I won't get a virus on an Apple device. It's just not a larger part of the market share. So it's not as much, it's not getting attacked. There's not as many exploits because not as many people want to exploit it, because you got to think about a hacker. The way he thinks is, when we want to go after over 1 billion people to rip off, or 100 million. I'm just using these numbers, just, it's arbitrary.
Arbitrarily. Yeah.
Yeah. But point is, they're going to go after the billion. It's a bigger net, right? That's why there's more exploits on Windows and Droids. But anyways, I went down that road. You killed my buzz, kid. You killed my buzz, man.
Hey, you brought it up.
Yeah. All right, Chris, what you got, buddy?
That's all I got. It's Sunday Night Live, all that kind of stuff. 6 p.m. Talk about all kinds of stuff and some crypto and good things.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I thought he forgot what he said, because he's up there, but apparently he remembered exactly. He said exactly what he said 5 minutes ago. Thanks, Chris. No, in all seriousness, I love these guys, man. I appreciate you guys putting up with my bullshit jokes, if they're even considered jokes. Everybody, thanks for joining us tonight. Had a blast. We're looking forward to next week. Catch us next Monday. I will be on Chris's if he'll actually let me go on this time. He kind of holds it over my head. I gotta send him Bitcoin.
But you have access to everything, so it's like I'm holding it over your head.
It cost me 1 Bitcoin, not, but I'm just kidding. But I hope to see you guys. If anybody else, if there's any other lives going on, I hope I can join them if I have time, if time permits. But I'm definitely Sundays and Mondays and Wednesdays is what it looks like for me right now. Sundays I'll see Chris. We're gonna be talking about other things, and all things, which is what I love. Monday, Catch NR and I, we're going to be talking about Prison Chain, what's moving forward with that. We're excited about that, and we'll catch you on the following Wednesday. But as always, guys, inspect what you expect, do right, and fear no man. And always, guys, do your own research. We'll see you guys on the blockchain.